Hey, what's up, Grinders? This is Dan Gasper, also known as Mr. Tuttle05. I am here for the pre-lock show, and joining me, we have Chief Justice 06, Will. Will, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good, fam. Enjoying this little ride of all the sports about to merge together. I know we were kind of talking about it a little bit before pre-show, but basketball will be here soon, along with NHL. Golf will take a brief hiatus and come back. Have a little bit of playoff MLB, full season of NFL. I mean, if you're in the esports, it seems like CSGO never ends. It's fun, and you should be able to tickle your fancy because all the sports are alive and well.
Yeah, I was kind of complaining to you before the show about the MLB overlap and wanting it to be done, and then you kind of brought up a good point that NBA is just as time intensive even more. So, and you even mentioned the esports. I'm looking forward to all those nerds out there. The League of Legends Worlds are coming up next week. I haven't been following it nearly as closely as I did last year, but I saw that coming up, and I'm excited for that. But we won't talk all those other sports on this show. We're talking football, and the show following is sponsored by BetMGM. You can go ahead and sign up, and when you do so, if you use the bonus code GRINDERSBET and bet $10, you can get up to $200 instantly on BetMGM if your team scores a touchdown. We were also talking a little bit pre-show about betting over at BetMGM. And you mentioned you were hammering props earlier today. Will, what stood out to you in this game? Was there anything that really jumped off the page and I got to hammer this?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and a lot of the ones that I like today, or at least a couple of them, are ones that I think are a little bit off the board. But I think this game is going to have so much pace, so many plays, and I think if Dallas comes out firing, because they are at home, I expect them to play really well. I think the Eagles are going to have to try to keep pace, right? They're not just going to be able to methodically move the ball down the field and possibly end up in field goal situations. They got to score touchdowns. And so as a result, I think they're going to put the ball in the air a little bit more. So I like Miles Sanders over 2.5 receptions. Got the best odds for that one. Got him at -113 over on Fanduel. I know it's a BetMGM show, but those are kind of the best odds there. So that was one that I really liked. And then, another one that I really liked this morning, I was able to get Amari Cooper at over 5.5. And that was also, that's over 5.5 receptions, by the way. I want to make that clear, not yards. That's be an auto prop, but over 5.5 receptions. Got that one at -113 over on FanDuel as well. And I just think, I think people are going to maybe be down on Amari because of last week's performance. But, having almost a 30% market share isn't just going to mysteriously disappear over a week. So I'm banking on them, getting him going early. He's just as important to this offense as CeeDee Lamb. And so I don't ever think there's any situation where CeeDee should have, I think they're pretty equal. So I think their props should be about the same. So I'm taking the over there. I think he catches 6 or 7 balls. And then last but not least, since we're on it, and this one is, you are going to get the best odds at BetMGM, but I'm taking the game total over. Like I said, I'm expecting a lot of plays, a lot of offense. I've got this game pegged at 34-27 Cowboys. And so that, that puts us at a 61 total in my book. And so I'm more than willing to take the over on 51. And we got that at minus 115. And that is at BetMGM. At least that's where it was this morning when I put it in.
Okay. Yeah. And I went ahead and pulled up while you were talking there. I pulled up on our screen share some scores and odds, which is where you mentioned you're looking at the stuff. And I agree. It's one of the coolest features that we have is if you have our projections too, it kind of teams up with our projections. And you can see here, so like you mentioned, Miles Sanders over prop, you had the over 2.5 receptions. Our projections at our Rotogrinders project him for about 3.5 or 3.05 is what we have the line at. So there is a small edge there. And you also mentioned Amari Cooper over receptions, which we have him pegged at 6.37 receptions. And like you mentioned, you got that at 5.5. So if you head over to scores and odds, that's a pretty cool tool that you can use if you're into prop betting. Myself, I still live in the state of Wisconsin, and if I want to go place a bet, if I want to go legally place a bet, I have to drive down to Illinois. I'm about 30 minutes from the border. Don't do it all that often, but I am over some of the props I like tonight, or what I put in the Action app, another better collective network now. What I put in the Action app is I put in the Devonta Smith overs. I kind of agree with you. I think this game's going to feature a lot of throwing from both sides. I think that's just the way that they can attack each other's defenses most. So I like all the Devonta Smith overs. And actually, I believe that was another thing that we had on scores and odds here is a potential edge. You see at BetMGM, it's 60.5 is his receiving yards. And we have him projected for about 65. So that is what I like in terms of props. But let's go to talk to some DFS now and some lineup construction. I mentioned I personally enjoy Devonta Smith, and I will be using him in a fair share of the captain spot. Give me your read on just DraftKings pricing in general, and was there anybody that stood out to you price-wise on DraftKings tonight?
Yeah, I definitely think it was Devonta Smith. I know that Tony Pollard seems to be eating into Zeke's production. I still think that's a little bit of noise. Zeke is still on the field about 80% of the time. Yeah. So I'm not really reading into that. I think that's game script, and he gets in the game and it's a different pace, and he pops for a couple big plays, but when the big plays in, trust me, he's going to fall off the face of the earth. I don't think there's any reason him and Miles Sanders should be anywhere remotely close to each other in terms of pricing. So Miles Sanders at 8K is someone that stood out to me on this slate outside of Devonta Smith. Devonta, I think, is definitely probably going to be, and when I look at the ownership, he's actually not as much of a favorite captain as you think. I think we only had him roughly about 5% when I checked Slate IQ ownership. So I really like Devonta Smith. He's actually my favorite captain. Wide receiver ones have been a big part of winning lineups historically. And so getting him in the captain, even looking over just our standard ownership projections, we've only got him at 29%. Now, I think that's a touch low personally, but still, that just kind of shows you where the ownership sentiment is. So I love Devonta in terms of captain, but I do feel like Miles Sanders overall is just, they've got him so undervalued on this slate for a guy that can catch passes and rush for a few yards. So those are kind of two of my favorite plays. I know I didn't talk about any Cowboys, but I just think these guys are really undervalued.
Yeah, you brought up a few points there that I kind of want to touch on. One was Devonta's ownership. I agree, we're probably a touch low on there. But one thing to consider is that, like, if you're looking to, play both quarterbacks and play either CD or Amari, salary cap thins out pretty quickly when you're doing that. There's not a whole lot of mid-tier builds out there that you can complete if you're, locking in the two quarterbacks and a high-priced receiver. So I do think that drives down some of that ownership there on both Miles Sanders and Devonta, I guess. The other thing you mentioned was the Zeke Pollard split. And I'm in agreement with you there. I barely have either of any guy. The one guy I would potentially be interested in here is Pollard if he was cheaper. But that's the first thing I noticed when I opened up pricing is, holy crap, Tony Pollard's only $800 less than Ezekiel Elliott. And you pretty much mentioned it. Pollard has been much more efficient than Zeke this year. There's no denying that. He's looked more dynamic, blah, 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 blah. But the reality is Zeke's not going anywhere. They've invested way too much money into this guy where they're not just going to give Pollard the touches in the snaps. Zeke's going to be the RB1 in this team or on this team, which makes me, again, not really like either of them. If I am grabbing exposure to either guy, though, it is still Zeke, just because, again, I don't think the $800 gap is big enough between those two. I do think it's interesting on this side. I do think people will flock to the pass catcher. So I do find your Miles Sanders take pretty, like, I think he's at the very least a very strong tournament option. The other guy that I'm interested in is Kenneth Gainwell too, for his price tag on DraftKings. PPR site works well with his prototype. And I mean, like, I think people expected Kenneth Gainwell to overtake Boston Scott pretty easily, but not this quickly. Do you have any Kenneth Gainwell takes, or just talk to me about this kind of mid-tier pricing on DraftKings? Is there anybody you like more than Kenneth Gainwell?
I mean, I like him at 5K. I think if anybody, if I was going to play anyone outside of him, it would probably be Quez Watkins, just because he's got some big play potential. But in terms of, I guess, stability, it would absolutely be Gainwell. And then, you know, now I've got to piggyback off something you said, just to kind of support what we've been talking about with the Zeke Pollard split. So, you know, if we look at the ownership, Zeke's, or not ownership, but salary, excuse me, Zeke is 8,400 and Tony Pollard is 7,600. And I know he's looked like he's just the better back. I understand that. But we talked about these splits, right? Zeke's been on the field 73% of the time, and Tony Pollard's been on the field 33%, and that's both weeks combined. If we look at the split here in Philly, Miles Sanders is on the field about 68.5%, and then Kenneth Gainwell 31%. Meanwhile, Kenneth Gainwell is 5K, and Tony Pollard is 7,600, which makes no sense. So I know Pollard's been, like you said, very efficient, but I'm just using that to just kind of say, hey, there's definitely some salary disparity there. So, but yeah, I'm with you. I think at 5K, you know, for another guy that's going to be involved, is going to have a few targets, and he's got some big play potential as well. Anytime, you know, you got a running back that's going to catch 2 or 3 balls, I mean, any screen can get taken to the house very quickly in the NFL. And I know that sounds crazy, but with the NFL being a pass-heavy league and guys wanting these aggressive edge rushers, all it takes is one guy to sink inside too far, and all of a sudden the running back's off to the races. So I love Kenneth Gainwell at 5K. A whole big soliloquy just to say I like Kenneth Gainwell. Sorry.
No, you're good. And we obviously have the same conclusion there. And he is my favorite kind of, you know, around that play. 4K to probably 6K. I like Jalen Reagor's there up at 6,200. I think he's a fine play in tournaments, not any sort of a cash game play for me. I think the kickers are in play. If you're playing cash lineups, you can definitely, you know, play either kicker. I think that's fine. One thing I'll comment on some of my individual lineups, I mentioned earlier with lineup construction that it is very hard to fit both quarterbacks in more than one high-priced receiver. So in some lineups, I do have, you know, Hurts, but only the top 2 Dallas pass catchers without Dak. And then in those lineups, I'm making sure to play Zerline. And the thought behind that is maybe they don't bank in on touchdowns, but they get, you know, Amari and CeeDee Lamb do the heavy lifting to get them to field goal range, and Zerline's the guy that pays those off for a cheaper price tag. The other thing I wanted to mention before we get too far is the tight end split. We're talking about pricing gaps that don't make sense. This pricing gap does not make sense either, and that's Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz.
I'm so glad you said that. That was my next point, but man, you go ahead.
Go for it. I mean, the thing is, like, they're 4,400 apart. Tell me why that should not be the case.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much even on the field, about the same time, about the same amount, running routes about the same amount. And so, yeah, I mean, I know Dallas Goedert. I think everybody's looking at production in terms of just initial production. But if they're going to be on the field both, you know, around 60% of the time, they've got equal opportunity. And we talk about the routes, they're pretty much identical. I think Zach Ertz at 2,200 was just an epic fail. I mean, that's all I can say. Somebody dropped the ball at DraftKings. That's really all it is.
like Ertz isn't going to get you excited, and I'm not necessarily expecting a huge game out of him. It's just that price gap is way off. And honestly, it's the same thing for the Dallas tight ends too. I think these guys are virtually the same play, but Dalton Schultz is $1,800 more than the Blake Jarwin, which in that case, I'm taking Blake Jarwin in the majority of my lineups. And it's kind of like with the going back to the Philadelphia receivers. Like if you told me I had to pick one straight up, salary was an issue. Yes, I would play Dallas Goedert, but that's not the case. We have a salary to work with. But again, going now back to the Dallas pass catchers, we saw it a little bit last week with Noah Brown back active. He was inactive week 1 when Michael Gallup went down. And then from there, we saw Cedric Wilson take over pretty much the entire role, wide receiver 3 role. After that, Noah Brown did cut into Cedric Wilson's playing time a little bit last week. Wilson was still the wide receiver 3, still on the field for about 70% of the dropbacks. So like I still think he's an okay option, not great. But it also brings Noah Brown into my player pool. Like if you're looking for a super, super cheap guy on DraftKings that is just going to be on the field, because that's pretty much all we have on this slate is a super cheap guy that will be on the field. Noah Brown's that guy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing about these guys that are $200 is literally all it takes is one 20-yard touchdown. Yep. I mean, they get that, and it's like, well, gosh, they're probably optimal now. And you're just kicking yourself at the end of the night, and everyone's tilting, and we get the Noah Brown tweets going, really? Noah Brown? But, you know, the proof is in the pudding now. I definitely don't think he's somebody I'm playing in terms of maybe a single entry build, but you start getting into, you know, you're trying to win $1 million here. I definitely think, you know, Noah Brown is on the list. Like I think he has to be, because he is going to be on the field for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and I have YouTube chat up, and somebody mentioned Ertz has not practiced a lot this week. I believe, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he was a close contact. I believe he's vaxxed and was close contact for COVID. So it wasn't that he was sick or anything like that. They were just doing contract tracing and clearing him before the game tonight. Somebody, again, can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is what I read on that. We also have a question on DST and kicker takes. Do you have any takes on defense or kickers?
I do think, I mean, Greg the Leg, I know he's been hurt. Like he had this back injury that kind of held him back, you know, week 1. I think he's still like, you know, slightly moving through that. But you got to think if a kicker is going to break the slate, it's going to be Greg the Leg at home. I mean, he's kicked officially 7 field goals through 2 games. So, I mean, that's pretty much 3.5 a game. I mean, even if he kicked 3 30-yarders, that's 9 points. And I am expecting them to score some touchdowns. Like I told you, I'm thinking the Cowboys score about 34 points. So that's basically 4 extra points and 2 field goals. And one of them's probably going to be a 40-yard, and the other one's a 40-yard. So, I mean, that bring them out to around, 12 points at 4K. I mean, I'm fine with 12 points at 4K. The problem is if this game is really high scoring, you might need a little bit more than that. But I think if I was going to play anyone, it would absolutely be Greg the Leg at home. Then in terms of defenses, I do understand that in higher scoring games, which kind of seems contrary to the game script, but guys just get pass happy and then they float one the wrong way and a guy's taking it in. But I just don't think this is the game for it for me. I think there's going to be enough scoring to where you get your 6 points, but that still might not be enough.
Yeah, and the defense thing, I'm playing 100 lineups in the $15 on DraftKings, and I X'd out defenses. It's just so hard for them to get into optimal lineups, especially in games where you're expecting, you know, the score to be high. We saw it almost with the Chiefs Baltimore game last week, right?
Yeah.
Chiefs defense got a touchdown right away. Still wasn't enough to get them into optimal lineups. You really have to get an outlier game out of a defense for them to get into optimal lineups. There was one question from Chad. I wanted to go over it. Is it best to play QB at captain spot in large field GPP or be different?
On DK, I would say absolutely avoid the quarterback in the captain spot at all costs, unless, and even in these games, it's still really weird, unless you have like Lamar Jackson. Like he's like the cheat code to the captain play, because he just does pretty much everything for Baltimore. Now they are throwing a little bit more this year, but I mean, if you look at his rushing yards, I mean, he's been over 70 rushing yards in in 2 games. I think the last game he was around 55 or something, but he's got so much touchdown equity and rushing equity. He's kind of the exception at quarterback, which Jalen Hurts is similar, but he's still not Lamar Jackson. He's just not. But all in all, I would say I avoid quarterbacks in the captain spot at all costs. I'm much more likely to play a wide receiver there almost 100% of the time. Almost.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you. And the thing is, we do have a great tool, Slate IQ tool. If you run it, or for each slate, you're probably going to see quarterback is the most used captain, and it hits at the highest rate, right? But that's also going to be the most heavily duplicated lineup. So like if you're looking for the bank, if you're looking for the $1 million bank where you're not, duplicating lineups, I would go wide receiver. And that's even more true on Fanduel, where you're not charged for rostering somebody in the MVP spot, right? Like on DraftKings, you get 1.5 times your salary to roster somebody in the captain spot. Fanduel is just straight up. You can roster that guy, no penalty for rostering him. But that leads to even more quarterbacks owned in the captain position and even more duplicates. So if you really want to go out there, you just lock a wide receiver in. And earlier this year, I know because I did it on FanDuel, the Amari Cooper, what was their week 1 game against Tampa Bay? Amari Cooper was the optimal captain in that one. You're just duplicating with a lot less people in that. Again, it's going to hit at a lower rate than the QB captains, but the payoff's going to be bigger when it does hit, is essentially the theory behind it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's the thing about both sides. FanDuel is absolutely, I think, a kind of a different build than DK. Like DK, the quarterbacks are typically the most expensive. Like tonight, if you look at just the straight up pricing, not necessarily the caption pricing, if you're looking over everything, Dak and Jalen Hurts are $200 apart. One's 11.2, one's 11K. And then you get this drop off to CD, drop off to Amari, drop off to Zeke, drop off to Sanders. Tony Pollard 76, and then you got Devonta Smith down here at 7,200. Like there's just massive drop off. If Devonta, as an example, if he goes for 5 catches, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns, like he's probably the optimal captain at that point, unless one of the other receivers just goes nuclear. Like he's going to be pretty much the optimal captain, even if Hurts is a higher scorer straight up, like because of the way the salary is distributed. So that's the only reason. Like I definitely think Hurts is viable at captain, or Dak, because they do have so much upside, but the downside is when they don't score 40 points, they're not optimal in the captain on DK. Like they've got to really hit 40 and push it to really get there. If Devonta Smith scores 25 fantasy points and, both of these guys are around 28, like he's probably optimal captain just because you can get so many other good players. So that's just the theory behind it.
For sure. Couple of questions. This one's for me. Of your 100 lineups, how many would you say have either 1 or 0 QBs? 100% have either 1 or 0 QBs. I will say there are some that only have 1 QB, but 100% have 0 or 1 QBs. Usually don't do season-long questions in this chat, but it is relevant for the game, so I'll let you answer this one. Born Blessed says, I need 25 points in a season-long league. I have Amari Cooper. Do I pair him with Dak, or do I play Hurts instead of Dak?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I could see either answer to it, quite frankly.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here thinking. Hold on, let me check something real quick. I already have it up. I just want to check.
I would guess you're going to win your game no matter who you play in this spot,
right?
In your matchup, but yeah.
Hold on, one more thing. Well, I'm looking at something here. Man, you know what? I would actually play Hurts here.
I think that makes sense, right? You're mitigating your risk a little bit.
Yeah, I play Hurts because if they are behind, he's going to have so many more opportunities. if that's the game script, and that's the game script that's in my mind. I do think they're behind at some point. I think he's going to have more opportunities. He's absolutely going to have more rushing yards than Dak. It's just whether or not he gets the touchdowns. I think you play Hurts in this spot.
Yeah, and the way I look at the question too, right? If we're looking like we actually need true upside in like an 80-point game or something crazy like that, then you definitely take the correlation. You play both. But like Hurts could hit this 25-point number by himself.
Right.
So if you're looking for like mitigating risk in some sense and not putting your trust in one offense entirely, I kind of like the idea of going Hurts and Amari there. Another question here. I'll let you take this one. Quick question in single entry in no Dak lineups. Is it dumb to run Zeke and Pollard as the two in a 4-2?
I wouldn't run Zeke and Pollard. It's not dumb. Let me say that because, but it's not dumb. But I think if I'm not playing Dak, I think what you're saying is Dak's not getting touchdowns or a lot of touchdowns, but he's still the reason they're going to be in the game. So I think I'd be more comfortable with either Lamb and Zeke or Amari and Zeke, but I don't think I'd play Zeke and Pollard.
Yeah, I was on the expert survey today for this game. I'm pretty against playing both Zeke and Pollard personally, just because of again, it'd be different if Pollard was like coming in at 3K or something like that.
Oh yeah, we're in a totally different discussion. Yeah, for sure.
But that's 15. That's almost 16K of your salary cap on DraftKings on those two running backs. I'm not for it.
Let me say this. I will say this just to kind of clear that up, because this is a situation that I'm in right now. I'm absolutely not going to have Dak tonight in my main build, but I am going to have Amari and Zeke for what it's worth. Yeah, those are my two Cowboys, just for what it's worth.
Yeah, see, and I'm cool with that. See, I am scared. I don't have a whole lot of Zeke, and I'm scared. I think he's a very good tournament option because people are like the general public is pretty down on him, and his role's still not that bad. And I would not be surprised if he put up 20 points here.
Well, here's the other thing too, and I know we got more questions, but even if you like, I'm not like a game log watcher, right? I'm more getting the gridiron IQ. Let's see what's actually happening, not necessarily their production, but what's their involvement. That's really, really more of where I am. And so even if you just look at the involvement, and I'm going back and I'm just going to hammer this again. Zeke was on the field in week one, 83%, and then 73% week two. He ran 27 routes in week one, 17 routes in week two. And week one was more game script because they were playing the Buccaneers. But week two, they were playing the Chargers. He was still, right there. He does have a tick down in target share. Like Tony Pollard does have an uptick in target share. But that's just because it's situational. They bring him in for those situations. But if, Zeke's he's still the guy. He's averaging about 13.5 carries per game. And that's just because in week one, he only had 11. Like he's probably going to have 15 to 20 carries every game and 2 or 3 targets every game. So I'm all about some Zeke. And I do think he's still got really good touchdown equity as well. If they get inside the 5, they're probably going to give it to him at least once.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you there. The question we have from Eric is essentially, what do you think about Greg Ward? He's thinking about playing Greg Ward in the captain slot. What are your thoughts there?
I don't think we want to do that. Eric's my guy. Eric's like an extreme contrarian player. So, I don't like Greg Ward. I think honestly, if you really want the cheapest I would go, and this is really cheap actually, would probably be Zach Ertz, just because if he luck boxes into 2 touchdowns, 5 catches for 30 yards and 2 touchdowns, like you can pretty much play anybody you want on the other side in all your flex spots. And that probably includes both quarterback and both number 1 receivers at that point.
Yeah, I'm doing it here. You can fit so many people if you play one of those low-priced captain options. It's not the craziest thing in the world, but I would say 99.99% of the time, it's playing Greg Ward in the captain spot is probably not going to work out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Are you playing on Fanduel at all tonight?
No.
Okay, I am just
sure.
a little bit. So I'll talk a little bit about FanDuel lineup construction. I do think this slate is pretty interesting on FanDuel because I might not be looking at it correctly, but the quarterbacks are so priced up over there that I do not think you necessarily have to play both. My main lineup on FanDuel does not have both lineups. I'm using Hurts in the captain spot, and then I'm using Amari and CD in my lineup still, even without Dak in there. But the pricing is a little bit different there. So some things to point out there are, again, the quarterback position. I do not think you have to play both. If you find a lineup that does have both quarterbacks in it, completely fine. Jalen Reagor's pricing stuck out a little bit there on FanDuel. He's only $7,500, so pretty cheap. I think he's an okay option. Kenneth Gainwell is pretty cheap over there again at just $8K. And then the kickers, I think, are fine value options. But we won't talk much about FanDuel because the strategy is just not nearly as fun as it is on DraftKings.
It's not. Oh, it's not. Hey, you mind, since we're kind of talking about that, I meant to give this out earlier. If you're over on Prize Picks, I pretty much kind of stuck to where I was at from Scores and Odds. So because everything was pretty similar today, I was like, oh, this is fantastic. About the only thing that was a little off was they did have Devonta Smith's receiving yards were bet up on Prize Picks. He's up to 61.5, which was a little bit more than just the standard Vegas totals. But in terms of receptions, Miles Sanders still at 2.5, Amari still at 5.5. Those were absolutely two of my favorite props for tonight's game tonight. So just in case anyone was playing Prize Picks, those two receptions, Miles Sanders over 2.5, Amari Cooper over 5.5, two of my favorites.
Yeah, and make sure if you're into this sort of thing, I know you do a lot with Prize Picks and even tweeting out Prize Picks on Twitter. So make sure to follow Will at Chief Justice 06 on Twitter. He's a good follow if you're looking into player props and Prize Picks specifically. We have a few more questions, I think, and make sure to keep asking questions because we have plenty of time to answer them. I see Fulgham. Eric's mentioning Fulgham. I don't believe Fulgham has had an offensive snap yet this season, so I would not pick him. Similar to Boston Scott has not been on the field for an offensive snap. He's been strictly special teams so far this season. Seems more likely those guys are to get zero than they are to contribute to your lineup in any way. Single entry, Devonta Smith or Miles Sanders as captain. I'm taking Devonta Smith. Are you on the Sanders side or no?
Devonta, if it's just, and guess what? I am just running one lineup. I try to not, I've just learned my lesson with this slate. I just try to go one build and really make it good. And whatever happens. I'm going Devonta Smith.
Scrolling back up, Eric wanted some clarification on the question he asked me about out of my 100 lineups. How many would you say have either 1 or 0 QBs? And I guess I did read that wrong because he was saying 1 or 0. 100% of mine have a 1 quarterback. Probably around 60 to 70 have both quarterbacks in there. I think that's the clarification he was looking for. So the majority of my lineups do have both quarterbacks, but not necessarily every single one of them. Scrolling through, let us see here. Jake Elliott, captain for all the money, is just a comment. Cooper or Zeke, captain? Do you have a take there?
Oh, Amari. And look, believe it or not, folks, I know it sounds crazy. I know it does. Slate IQ is like sneakily super accurate. Like if you just, and I'm not saying follow it blindly. I'm saying just look at it, take into account what it's saying. I mean, it's sneaky good. So I would absolutely put Cooper in there over Zeke.
Yeah, I agree with the Cooper take. We have some more talk about the Elliott captain. One thing I'll mention with kickers as captains, there are scenarios where it obviously works out. The problem there is their upside is certainly capped. You're probably looking at 20 points. And if you get a game higher than that, yeah, they're going to be captain. But it just doesn't happen very often.
When the Baltimore Ravens play the Pittsburgh Steelers at the end of the year and it's -5 degrees and it's a 17-13 game, or 17-12 game or whatever, and they're all field goals. Like wasn't it a year I think the Steelers played and Chris Boswell kicked like 7-8 field? It was
Yeah, I
just
actually
stupid.
do remember that. Yeah.
Oh my God, just stupid. So that's when you want to employ that. I don't think a kicker at captain is going to work tonight.
Yep, agreed with that. Which wide receiver 3 would you play? So I guess in captain spot, would you rather have Cedric Wilson, I guess would be classified as the wide receiver 3, or Quez Watkins?
I think it would be Quez for me. And Quez has been on the field about 50% of the snaps. He's running, he ran 10 routes week 1, 14 routes week 2. With Quez, I think you're hoping for a bomb or 2 bombs. That's what you're hoping for. And if he gets it, he's probably close, but it would be Quez for me for sure.
Yep, agree with that. Phil, this is just a comment. Zeke at captain is sneaky good. I don't agree. I don't disagree. I think it's a fine play. I do prefer Devonta is my captain option, lower owned, but I'm on board with some of the Zeke talk. Can you play Amari and CD with no Dak? And I'll actually take this one.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of Amari and CD with no Dak in the same lineup too. It's just obviously instinctually you want to play them all together. You want to play all 3 together. But pricing on this slate, I think, is interesting enough where you do have to make those types of decisions. I do think there are paths to both Amari and CD having 100-yard games, 10 catches each or whatever, and Dak not doing enough to get into the optimal lineups.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. I will say this. I think, and this is just in my mind, Dan, this is just in my mind. If you're building those types of lineups with no Dak, in my mind, I want CD, I want Amari. I probably do want Zeke in that lineup, and I want the field goal kicker. Because if Dak's not throwing touchdowns, that means Zeke's got to get some, and the field goal kicker's probably kicked about 4 field goals that game.
Yep.
So I'm just saying in terms of my thought process, if I'm fading Dak, all the production is going everywhere else, he can still get 300 yards and a touchdown, but he's not throwing like 4 or 3. You know what I mean?
Yep. 100% agree with that. And the kicker is what I mentioned at the beginning too. That would be like on Fanduel, I can't quite pull it off where I play Jalen Hurts and the CD and Amari. I can't quite fit Greg the leg in there, but ideally, optimally, that is what I would like. Somebody mentions we have 8 minutes to lock. So yeah,
that's for me, man. Inside joke, my first show this year, I thought we started at 8:20. It started at 8:15. And so I'm sitting here building and they were like, lock. I'm like, what? Lock? I was like, I just threw my phone down. I'm like, I just burned thousands of dollars.
See, I don't blame you here because here's the thing. I get it confused all the time too. Like I can't tell you which games start at 8:20 and which one start at 8:15. I know because one of them starts at 8:20, right? Is it Thursday night football?
Yeah, I guess so. It's 8:15 tonight.
Right.
Yeah, Thursday, Sunday, Monday. I don't know.
Yep, I'm with you there. Let me see. Just got a comment. Both kickers leaving 4K on the table. Yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit. I mean, that brings up a good point. You don't have to leave 4K on the table, but let's talk a little bit about salary leftover. On a slate like this, how much are you okay with leaving on the table in terms of salary?
God, I hate to have this weird answer, but for me, it's all about the rest of my build. Like, I'm not going to leave massive amounts of salary on the table just to have both defenses, both kickers, and like a quarterback and a wide receiver. Like, to me, that's just lighting my money on fire. But if I'm going to have a quality build that I feel good with, if I got 3K left on the table, I got 3K left on the table. Like, I'm not going to worry about it. And honestly, that's kind of the difference between playing. Like, let's say you could have a full bill with Dallas Goedert, and then you could literally just swap that build out and play Zach Ertz, and then that's going to give you the whole big difference. And so it's like you still have the same concept. It's just you're not maxing it out.
Yep, 100%. And this used to be a mental block for me is, oh my gosh, I'm leaving so much money on the table. One thing I like to do to ease my mind, ease my concerns is I'll actually look, and I did it now. I'm sorting by salary on Lineup HQ. I'll actually look, and I mean, your example is a great one. Dallas Goedert versus Zach Ertz. That's $4,400 we're leaving on the table. But can you envision a scenario where Zach Ertz outscores Blake Jarwin? Yes, easy. Jake Elliott, yes. Greg Zuerlein. And I'd just go through the list and like, okay, yeah, he can reasonably outscore these guys. And I believe that is actually the case with Zach Ertz today. Like he can outscore Reagor, he can outscore Watkins, he can outscore Gainwell. Like it's not some crazy leap to think that Ertz is going to end up optimal because of that.
Yeah.
Derek mentions the most he has left over is 2,900. I know I do have some 4K over or more just because of the example you mentioned. I've also did the Noah Brown versus Cedric Wilson thing.
Oh yeah,
the $4,200 difference there. I've done essentially the exact same lineup, but just dropping down to Noah Brown in some of those lineups. So definitely okay to leave a decent amount of chunk or a decent chunk on the table. I will say that is dependent on how many lineups you're running too, right? Like if you're running 10 lineups, you're probably not leaving 4K on the table in one of those 10 lineups.
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I think my exception would be absolutely on this slate for me, the Goddard versus Ertz. Like that would probably be my 1 out of the 10, but mostly absolutely not.
Yep. No other questions yet. So again, if you have any questions, 4 minutes until lock. If not, Will, is there anything you want to talk about? Anything that we have not talked about in terms of the game?
No, I think nothing in terms of the game. I don't want people to think I only play prize picks. I am on Underdog as well. Thrive Fantasy is out there. If you guys don't know, and most people probably know this, I've almost exclusively converted over to just prop sites for the most part, just because I guess it just fits my style of play, fits my thinking, and I've been profitable at it. So, I'm not going to give up a chance to take down a millie like every time, but I have really dialed up the prop play. And then, the other thing too is just like you shop around on BetMGM or DraftKings, you can kind of shop around on these sites as well. And sometimes, so like for instance, on Underdog, they've got Miles Sanders at 3 receptions flat, which means, if he hits 3, you're going to get a push versus actually, winning the bet. And then another thing that Underdog does is they'll combine rushing and receiving yards together. So like Miles Sanders has a combined total yards of 90.5. So, it's just, you get different sites, you take different lines. Same thing for Kenneth Gainwell. He's at 40.5. And then on Thrive, kind of the same thing in terms of, what they have some kind of different totals that you can take. And so like they've got Jalen Hurts at 280.5 passing and rush yards. Like what in the world? Like that feels like an easy over. The guy's rushing for 55, 60. Now, we need about 230 in passing. Do you think that's reasonable in this state? Absolutely. It's going to be a high-paced game. So I'm just saying, if you're getting into it, shop around a little bit, look around, and you can really find some edges if you're searching.
Yeah, that's a great point. We did get 2 more quick questions. I'll answer real quickly before we head into lock here with 2 minutes left. Jalen Reagor thoughts. Completely fine. I think he is a better play on Fanduel than DraftKings just because of how the pricing works out there, but completely fine taking shots on him in tournaments. Any shot, this is a defense heavy game. I think so, but what if, or I'd think not, but what if? The comment I'll have there is if you are playing defense, make sure you're constructing your lineups to tell the story that it's going to be a little bit more of a defensive struggle, right? So you might want to throw the kickers in that lineup. If you're taking one defense, make sure you're not taking too many offensive players from the other team, right? I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on defense on this slate? Would you? I mean, I X'd them out in my builds, but do you have any exposure? You're on mute there, Will.
Rookie mistake. Absolutely no defense. Here's the other thing, and I know I didn't talk about it. Man, I got a lot of thoughts in this game, probably because I'm so invested on the prop side and really looked at it. But this game could seemingly be low scoring early, and guys could still be putting up numbers. Like, what if, both teams drive it down the field a couple of times. They end up 4th and 1. They decide to go for it, and both of them miss twice. Well, the receivers still have 80 yards and 5 catches. in the first half or something stupid, and there's just not points on the board like we would think. Maybe it's like 17 to 10 or something, but the numbers are still there. And then the next half they explode. So I'm not really invested in the defenses. It's just too many plays are going to be ran in this game, I think, for defenses to matter in this particular game.
Yep, completely agree with that. And we do have lineups, or we do have the game. It's locked, so we don't have 5 more minutes to do it, just so you know, Will. And we do have Dean and Grant here. Grant is fist pumping. Dean is looking around helplessly, also fist pumping. And they will be the 2 to take you out from here. I don't know if you're sticking around, Will, but
I'm going to stick around a little bit. Yeah, man, put the kiddies to bed, bro.
What's up,
all right,
Will?
you guys
What's
have
up,
a good
Tom?
night.
Yeah,
What's that?
I said, what's up? And I guess you're ready to take off, ready to watch the game, or I don't know if you got to put the.
Well, I'm watching it right now as usual.
Yeah, I got it on here. The kids are waiting to come in. My one kid had soccer practice, and I said, you guys stay outside until I'm done. Otherwise, it gets too loud. So I'm going to go let them inside. They picked up A&W, so I get a rope beer float. So that's how
you locked the kids outside.
Pretty much.
Father of the year.
That's a Midwest, right? A&W. I feel like that's not an establishment.
You've never had A&W?
No,
Oh,
I'm aware of the beverage, like the root beer. I've had that in the stores, but A&W, the actual they sell.
Yeah, it's just a
burgers and
fast
stuff.
food chain. Yeah, but
I'm aware of it, but I've never been. I don't think
incredible.
Of course,
I wouldn't say the food's great, but it's.
Have you had the cheese curds?
Good. Yes.
Those
I mean,
are
all cheese curds are good.
I've never.
Yeah,
had
those
here we
ones
go.
are especially good. They're above Dairy Queen and above Culver's in the cheese curd fast food ranking.
I do like
Culver's
Dairy
has
Queen and
kinda
Culver's
disappointing.
cheese curds. They're
A&W's
fantastic.
is so much better. A&W's is so much better.
If you guys like a 3.5 hours of conversation about such things as A&W root beer and cheese curd power rankings, stick around. We're gonna be watching the NFL game. It's gonna be good times for sure. I played a bunch of the showdown stuff. I'm super excited for the game. Grant, I'm sure, probably has his 5 figures as far as wagering out there, as far as betting. We're gonna be doing some live betting as well too. Grant's gonna be helping you guys out. Do say hello in the chat. What up, chat? Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Camp out for the next 3 hours or so. Tuttle, I guess he's already gone. Will, you're hanging out with us, right?
I am going to hang a little bit, man, and I like this show, and so you guys know what I'm going to be talking about, but that doesn't mean I can't hang out and look at it. I'm watching the game as we go.
Are you going to be talking about Prize Picks? Is that what we know you're going to be talking
of
about?
course,
What do you have?
course.
Tell us, what do you have? What are your plays? The game just started, by the way. What are your Prize Picks plays of the day?
Let's see. So it was an interesting one because I felt like all the good props were in like the receptions area. So took Tony Pollard over 2.5, Amari over 5.5, Miles Sanders over 2.5. I did take Devonta Smith over 61.5 receiving yards. I think he catches a bomb tonight. I really do. And then in this one, and I did take Greg Zuerlein over 9 fantasy points. Greg the Leg's probably going to kick at least 3 field goals in this game and 4 extra points, and that'll carry us on over.
Zeke just caught a pass for 8 yards, by the way. Is there no other kicker in the history of the NFL that has 2 nicknames, Greg the Leg and Legatron? Like, you have to be a good kicker if you have 2 nicknames.
Yeah, Greg the Leg, Legatron. Doesn't matter if your name's not Justin Tucker, because he clearly owns the record at this point. Longest field goal in history. One of the best doinks you could get. The doink on the front through the upright. Massive win for Baltimore, who shouldn't even be struggling with Detroit. That team might be in trouble.
Yeah,
I'm more concerned that Baltimore may not be good this year than them beating Detroit on a large field goal. And Zeke's just running all over the Eagles since the game's kicked off, but Zeke's dead. He's dust, by the way.
You're being sarcastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeke's fine. I think Zeke's still fine, but Pollard's better. Or running backs just don't matter. Yeah, Zeke just busted off like a 10
guess what? It doesn't matter who's better. It matters who they paid the money to. And Zeke got paid the money, so he's getting the touches.
Who'd you guys put in captain, Chad? Tell me you put in captain tonight, or tell me what you bet as far as the game. We'll talk about it. Grant, now, so you wager 5 figures, but sometimes, I don't know, you tell me, sometimes you just wait as far as how the game, whatever the game gives you, and you're betting
I have a
it in
decent
real
amount
time.
of money on the Eagles. I'm already regretting that, kind of.
Was that Cooper?
3.5?
Oh, Jesus. CeeDee Lamb.
Yes.
Was it a touchdown? No.
To the 1.
So guess what that means?
Oh, that means it's a sneak for Dak.
No, they're going to hand it to Zeke.
No.
Trust me.
I think he got in, actually. Let's review this. I feel like he got in. Give him the touchdown. I'm well under on Cooper, and I'm well over on Lamb. I'm not a Cooper guy.
No, he's down. He didn't get in. He slid in down at the 1.
Come on, man.
Did they get a flag?
Yeah, his elbow's down pretty early. We're going to – oh, just
sorry, folks.
No, you're good. You're ahead of me.
Do I want to hit the money line right now?
What's the money line?
Hold on. I'm trying
Plus 250. Eagles.
Philly plus 250. What was it going into the game?
Plus 160. I just did it.
I mean, you're basically laying a touchdown.
So, Grant, last time with the Ravens, you said you had too much money down before the game. So, like, this time you're actually going to hit the money line when you should? Like, when Dean and I tell you to hit the money line?
Oh, I just hit it right now. I just hit it right now, sir.
We're not even James.
McCool, what's going on?
What's up, boys? How you doing?
What's going on, dude?
Good, man.
Just, I'm eating some peanut butter cups, and I'm drinking some water, and I would have hoped that CeeDee Lamb would have gotten that touchdown because he's my captain, but life's hard.
Is that Zeke inside with a touchdown?
Here?
Like I told you. I told you Zeke was going to get this touchdown, Dean.
Well,
I don't know why you didn't trust
what's going to happen when you're on the 1 inch line.
And Zeke had a prop of a half for a touchdown. And I knew it today. God, so easy, right? So easy.
All right.
So Zeke's already ahead. It is what it is. He's going to be starting to feed me chant. There you go.
I played no Zeke in Showdown tonight, and I'm fine with that because I only played $60.
I played 149 lineups on Yahoo. I didn't want to max enter it. I got bankroll management. 149 on Yahoo. I'm sure I have some Zeke. I have no idea what I'm rooting for. We'll figure it out in the fourth quarter, I suppose. James, what about yourself?
And I'm already getting my 1 point from Greg the leg right out of the gate. 8 more to go. 9 more to go.
10 touchdowns for Dallas? You're expecting 10 touchdowns for Dallas?
No, he's going to kick some field goals. You already know this. 240 yards, and we're good to go. And he will kick them. Trust me.
Man, really could have used that Lamb. I mean, everybody has Lamb anyway, I'm sure, but like the Dak Lamb combination, that would have been fun for sure. What just happened?
The Philly side today, in terms of all the lines they had, how did you feel about Philly? Oh, am I unfrozen?
I love Philly today.
Why? I didn't love Philly.
Am I unfrozen now?
No, you're not frozen anymore, Will.
Cool.
Why wouldn't you love Philly today? They're going against Dallas.
And Dallas is one of the best offenses in football. I know their defense is kind of inept.
Yeah, Philly's gonna have to score points to keep up. Easy.
I trust
the
Dak
over
more than I trust
51
Hurts.
was the easy one today.
Yeah, I just trust Dak more than Hurts.
I absolutely took over 51 in this game, though. Sorry, Dean. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Anybody up for a second quarter flash draft?
Flash draft.
Oh boy, here we go.
James, you ever done a flash draft?
No, I haven't. What are we doing?
DraftKings.
It's on DraftKings.
DraftKings.com.
All right.
If my phone actually gets into it.
And we got a minute and 20, so we got time.
Well, I got to turn my Wi-Fi on. It's a whole ordeal over here.
Why do you have to turn your Wi-Fi on?
Because I turn it off for the show, and I turn off.
Yeah, why do you have to turn it on?
Wait, don't you want? Well, I don't know. Just in case.
I can't do flash drafts because they're not available in Colorado.
Yeah, they're not available in my state either.
Colorado, I'm in it.
Well, wait, Grant, have you been doing them the whole time when it's the? Yeah.
I mean, unless they think I'm somewhere else.
You're not allowed to do a flash draft in Colorado. That seems weird.
Oh, I'm fairly certain you are, because I think it's technically considered gambling.
It said that, but now it's going to let me do it.
Guys, game of skill, please.
What are we doing here?
No, I think this one's actually considered, it's under a weird loophole where it's gambling because it's less than a full game. So I think this one kind of has a weird requirement. I could be wrong here, but I know there's strange things. But DraftKings has a sportsbook license in all the states that they operate in there have sportsbooks. So I think technically, like in Nashville, over in Tennessee, over in Colorado, you can do these flash drafts because they already have a sportsbook license.
What a head of hair Jimmy Johnson has. Still aged 79. Good for him.
Yeah.
That's what my head's going to look like.
No, it's not, dude. You have like a mullet right now, and it's like age of 30 years. It's not going to be great.
I have a thick head of hair. I can barely
Prescott,
run a
Hurts,
comb
or
through
Elliott. Second quarter, right? I'm going to take Elliott.
I'll take
I'm going Hurts.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts already up a few yards for the second half. Looks like I've been watching these lines. So Zeke came in at 31.5 for the second half. Rushing yards already up to 37.5.
He's crushing.
Yeah, already up.
Wait, how many rushing yards does he have?
I'm saying he came in at 31.5 for second half, and he's up to 37.5 currently after that first drive.
He's got 15
yards.
I mean, I think it's more game script dependent.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the line's too high. If the game's close, the line's definitely probably a little bit too low if they are way ahead.
Grant, is your camera acting all funky over there?
My camera's a long story.
What's your Zoom name again? If you don't mind reading that.
Ass hat.
Is there a backstory to that?
No.
Look at that. Is that Zach Ertz running through?
Oh, he was the play on. Oh, that's Goddard. 30.
Oh, that was Goddard. Okay.
By the way,
I hate you.
Cowboys
Why are you
line
getting
all
me
the way
excited
down to
about
minus 120.
Listen, Zach Ertz is my guy. I thought it was him, but it was Goddard. 6 and an 8 from far away look the same.
That's fair.
I took Lamb over Zerline in the second quarter. I feel pretty confident about that.
James, do you ever hammer some prop or some boosts?
Oh,
boosts? No.
You might want to look into Caesar's Sportsbook and boost there.
Oh, by the way, another thing here. You guys know I'm on Prize Picks. So I'm trying to hand out.
No, I did not know that.
Before I hop off here, Greg Zerline at 4.5 for the second half. Like, just go ahead and get that now. Like, he's
5
going
extra
over
points.
No, not 5 extra points, Dean. You took 9 for the whole game, and you take 4.5 for the second. He's going over because you know what's going to happen. Game's going to get tight at the end.
We're going deep here. That's a pick.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, guess what that means? That doesn't matter. That's just minus 1 point. He'll have plenty of opportunities. Dallas scores a field goal here with Greg the Leg. Now I've got some pressure on him. They'll keep passing it. But yeah, Greg the Leg over 4.5 second half. I'm telling you.
If my quarterback can give up a pick 6 in the very first play of the game, I'm thrilled. I'll give it every time.
That's awesome. Yeah, take that.
It wasn't a pick 6 though. It's right in the 1, but that's just kind of like that wasn't great, obviously, but it's not a big deal.
I was talking to Blender on Monday about the new thing is playing defense against your QB. Like that's the ultimate correlation. Just because
if Jameis is playing, you need Jameis playing, right? That was
I used to do that all the time, especially with San Diego. I'd stack up San Diego knowing that Rivers was going to be chucking late in the game, and he'd be throwing picks. Like it was beautiful.
Dude, yeah. If defense brings back that pick 6, like that's good for both your defense and your QB. And that's correlation.
Grant, what is the you mentioned San Diego? What is the origin? Do you know by chance offhand the origin of that city's name?
It means a whale's vagina.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay. I knew I heard it somewhere. By the way, speaking of Blender, you guys know where Blender is? He took the night off. He tweeted it out. He's at the WWE Raw.
Yeah, he's in Cincinnati. Yeah.
Listen, man, I secretly I really wish I could still watch WWE.
Why can't you?
No, I'm saying it's not as good as it was when I grew up. Like, but from time to time, and I do still like it. I don't watch as much, but I just want to kind of go back to my childhood and sit there and watch it a little bit. The problem is I'm so far off on the storylines. I don't know what's happening by the time I sit down, and so I'm like, all right, I watched it 30 minutes. Okay, cool. I got my fix. I'm out.
Who was your guy? Back in the day?
Sting, believe it or not.
Sting was your guy. All
yeah.
Right. So that was WCW.
Can you guess what?
Yeah, I was a Sting fan. Generation X. I mean, listen, man, it was wrestling. You didn't just have a guy. Like, you had tons of people.
Oh, yeah, I did.
The Macho Man? You're too young for the Macho Man.
I like Ultimate Warrior from like further back. Like, Ultimate Warrior is my guy.
Yeah.
Dean, why, when you speak to me, do you just assume that I'm like 20 years old? I feel like you haven't figured out that I'm in my 30s by now.
I know you're in your 30s, but Macho Man peaked at 93, 94, 95, 96, something like that.
Yeah, when I was 5,
90s?
6, 7, 8, when wrestling was really cool.
All right. Well,
I met Booker T. I met Triple H. I saw
that's a non sequitur, but
in
okay.
Yakima, Washington.
And what do you think they remember you?
No. No, I do not.
Very straight. No.
You weren't very memorable. This is when you're like 7 or 8 or 9?
This is when I was like 13, but
yeah.
I know I drive.
The AEW, where I'm seeing the chat from my AEW. AEW is the popular one that's like kind of like putting some pressure on WWE these days on TNT and TBS, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Man.
I see they're advertising throughout all the time throughout the sports competitions.
Man, I got a lot of money on Cooper today.
I don't like Cooper at all. Yeah.
Oh,
so I feel better now.
Out of the end zone. I got plenty of Cooper.
What's the
I got
Cooper
off
prop?
Cooper because of that injury, man.
Yeah, he's also not as good as Lamb.
He's also had over 100 yards in a dome with Dak every single time except for last week since the beginning of last season.
Yeah,
He's
that's
averaging
cool.
Every single time?
Every time.
If he gets hit even once awkwardly and like he can't keep going with those cracked ribs, like he's not going to have 100+ yards in a dome if he's not on the field.
I mean, I'm mostly going for receptions.
Oh, wow. What in the world was this?
Oh, no. Philly. Is this Philly defense?
A defensive touchdown.
Oh,
Fletcher.
Oh, yeah. Guess who's going to be hitting the line?
You have Philly defense?
Yes.
No. Oh, you do?
Oh.
Yes, it's Philly defense. Strip sack in the end zone.
Incredible.
My gosh.
Oh, man.
Nobody wants that.
Gosh, what's the best
Oh,
line?
this is exciting. This is so exciting, man.
It's going to be a good game.
I like the
over.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's crazy.
Let's see. It's something.
Oh, yeah, absolutely a fumble. Strip fumble.
His arm was going forward, but the ball never.
No, the ball wasn't in his hand. Absolutely going to be a touchdown.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
What? They're probably not overturning that. It should be a touchdown, but you never know. They do.
I just got $300 on the Cowboys minus 159.
What did you have? Philly at plus 250?
Yep. I have a whole bunch of different ones.
Well, you said you just got it when they were about to get scored on before.
Oh, the one I just hit was Philly plus 250.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, that's obviously now you're good to go with after this goofy play.
Yeah, man, fun times.
Eric in the chat's got Greg Ward at 0.01% in the capstan. There you go. It's going to be different for sure. Let's see what else do we have going on here in the chat.
Well, hey Jets, listen, I'm going to ease out because I got the food for thought pod to record here in a little bit.
What's that? Tell people what that is.
First look pod, but not your typical first look pod. We're not trying to cover everything. Just having a good time, trying to talk about some things we observed rather than cover every game and try to tell you who it's going to be. We consider it barbershop talk with a twist. So come on. Talk about
food too, right?
Food, yeah, food. Life events, things that happen in your life. Like, hey, did your dog die? Did he have a birthday?
I don't want to talk about that.
I'm just saying, just in general, Dean, it's a very, very relatable podcast. So, we have a good time. Me and Luch, we'll have a special guest this week. So stay tuned and it'll be live tomorrow.
You have a special guest this week? Is that what you said?
We do.
Do you want to say who it is now, or you want it to be like a?
No, that's what I'm saying. We'll it'll be out there in the Twitter sphere tomorrow, and we're going to try to have a couple special guests throughout the season. Dean may be on there, Grant may be on there. We don't know. We take it week by week and check with you in enough time. We don't ask you on Monday, do you want to record Monday night? We'll check with you a week in advance and make sure. And if you're down, come on and have a good time with us.
What's going on in this game? I just saw like a flop. You guys know what's going on here? Are they reviewing this still, or they gave him a touchdown? I don't know what that was. That was
yeah. I think they were just demonstrating what happened.
You think I should put more money on the Cowboys minus 160?
Yeah, they're gonna win this game.
Let's see.
That's just not a great line. Yep.
Well, they're gonna score here.
Darn it! It moved.
Well, yeah.
Oh, it's back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey,
now it moves again.
James, good to see you, brother. I'll catch you on the flip side.
See you later, dude.
All right.
Be good, Will.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for hanging. By the way, if you guys want to wager at home and you want to hit up a sports book, or if you're in a legal area, obviously, you want to get yourself on hands on a promo. We have the BetMGM promo for the people. Use promo code GRINDERSBET. Bet $10. You get $200 instantly on BetMGM if your team scores a touchdown. We talked about this one yesterday. we warned everybody against not betting the Jets, and that was I mean, it's a loser either way, but they didn't even score a touchdown. So I guess no bonus for you, $200. Brent, you're freaking out over there. What are you doing?
I was doing jazz hands.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What inspired that?
Me wanting to do jazz hands.
They just keep handing off to Elliott, huh?
Yeah. No, I now have 1,600 on Dallas to win.
How much do you have on the Eagles?
900. Well, I should have more than that. I feel like I made another bet. I don't know. My memory ain't so good. Yeah, but I have 500 on them plus 3.5.
Okay.
I mean, I'm about to, as soon as Dallas scores here, I'm literally every single time a team scores, I'm going to hit the opposite side.
That is a strategy.
It's a strategy that has worked very well for me, especially when lines don't adjust. I can get
that's
the
an
Phillies
interesting
plus
hedge.
70 right now over on Barstool. I can get the Cowboys minus 180 over on Caesars. There's all sort, I do this every single Monday now. And what, Dean, I've averaged, $500, $600?
Yeah, you've been doing well so far.
Yeah, and going back to last year, I've never actually lost doing this on NFL. Not once.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, you're basically employing arbitrage or arbitrage.
Average. It's not quite arbitrage. Arbitrage, would be, I have done it before, and I'm actually close to doing it right now. If FanDuel goes up 20 more points, then I will have or 7 more points, I will have an arbitrage situation. They're currently at plus 176, the Eagles. Caesars is at minus 180 for Dallas. FanDuel's a lot quicker to adjust than Caesars is. So I'm probably going to, as soon as the next pass is completed, FanDuel's going to adjust before Caesars is. If the next pass is completed, the Eagles line is going to go up to plus 190 most likely. And the Caesars line is going to stay for a solid 10 seconds. So if I put 500 down on the Eagles plus 190 and then 800 down on the Cowboys minus 180, then I'm pretty much getting a little bit more money on the Eagles, but also automatically making some money on top of that. Ooh, no, pass was incomplete. Darn it.
You're ahead of me. James, what did you bet today? James, you mentioned that you said you had Lamb as your captain. You just one lineup. You're a one lineup guy.
Yeah, I was just doing lineup. I just started in 222 or the 180 if I have that. But as far as props, let's see. What do I have? I had the over on Tony Pollard rush yards. I had the over on Devonta Smith receiving yards. I had the over on completions for Jalen Hurts. And I think that's it. I wanted to take the over on Cedric Wilson receptions just because I thought that there was a decent chance that Amari Cooper was not going to be playing 90+% of the snaps here with his cracked ribs. But
it was like 1.5. What's the number? 1.5, 2, I would guess, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was 1.5.
Okay.
It was 1.5.
1.5 on what?
On Cedric Wilson receptions.
Oh, you bet the over. I bet the over on Cooper.
I wanted the over. I didn't take the over on Cedric. I didn't fire on it. I should have. But
Cooper, 1 reception. I've mentioned my mission to get 7-star status at Caesars.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I found the most pragmatic way to do it is do round robins.
Attaboy.
I know
I love a round robin. Yeah.
I mean, it's honestly not really changing your projected ROI as long as you're above average EV. It's just greatly changing the what's it called? Liability in the swings, which I've definitely seen. But yeah, so I have a 6-person round robin where 4 have already hit, and Cooper will be to go 5 out of 6, and so it'll be a nice win if he ends up getting that. But I also have same game parlays. I have multiple different ones, which I don't normally like to do, but again, going for 7-star status.
There goes Pollard for 10, but Dallas just won't stop running the ball, but it's successful. So continue.
I have Jalen Hurts and Zeke both over 55.5 rushing yards. I have Dak and Hurts over 500 combined passing yards. I have Dak over 300, Cooper over 75, CD over 81 in one parlay, same game parlay. I have Dak over 300, Zeke over 2.5 receptions, and Cooper over 5.5 receptions in another. And then, yeah. By the way, the best way to use your free bets, have some fun, same game parlays.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was just like a free roll in DFS. Like,
yeah, it's a blast. But you also, you always want to do big odds. Like, actually, the best way, depending on the site, is to do an odds boost that's plus 500 or more. Like DraftKings lets you do that, and Caesars lets you do that. I don't think MGM has enough boosts. Barstool, you're generally not getting much free bets.
James, how goofy do you get with your one single entry? It's a single entry contest, right? You said you lamb up top. How ambitious are you? How off the board do you get with your one lineup?
I have Cedric Wilson. So, I mean,
man, we almost had a big catch there, but tight end got walloped. Continue. Go ahead.
I didn't get super duper different. I thought that Cedric Wilson was going to be enough. So like I have my lineup: CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Jalen Reagor, Cedric Wilson, and Zach Ertz. So like Zach Ertz, like 35% owned. He's a little bit higher than I thought that he would be.
He's so cheap.
But yeah, really cheap, 2,200. Obviously too cheap for what his medians and his ceiling would be. He played, I think, like 40-something% of the snaps last week. He's catching up to Dallas Cowboys, so I didn't mind doing that. Cedric Wilson is really like kind of my ringer here, because everything else, like, I'm absolutely duped with this lineup in like the milli. I think I would be duped, but in the 222, I think maybe 2, maybe 3 people might have this lineup if they have Cedric Wilson, but he's only 16% owned, so he's really my ringer here. Yesterday, I had a sweat in the 222. I was 25th. And I needed Jimmy Garoppolo to beat Aaron Jones. And it was going into like that last drive that he had.
Yeah.
Then he just fed George Kittle instead of Brandon Ayuk. And just like, oh, well. But Jimmy Garoppolo let me down yesterday. Actually, the Trey Lance rushing touchdown was a massive swing for me yesterday. If it was Jimmy G instead of Trey Lance, like that's a massive swing.
What was he owned? It was pretty low, obviously.
Jimmy G?
No, Lance.
Oh, Lance. Oh, I don't know, like
nobody had
owned or something like that. Super low owned, but they're using him like they use Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Is disgusting. But it is what it is, I guess. What do you guys think of Trey Lance? Do you think he's going to be the starter this year?
I mean, if they keep winning, they're probably going to keep Jimmy G out there, but. Here's the thing. I have this rule with quarterbacks. Like, I'm not a fan of a team. I don't have a team that I root for. Houston Oilers forever ago, they're no longer a thing. But if I am a fan of a team, I want my quarterback to be either a top 5 quarterback in the league, to have a legitimate chance to become one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, or one of the worst 5 quarterbacks in the league. So my team has an urgency to replace you. And I think he's one of those 3. I think he's got a chance. You could argue at this point he's got a chance to be in top 5. So I'm good with him. Jimmy G does it. Yeah. He's not gonna be a top 5 guy, so I don't want that guy. Throw him away. That's kind of where I'm at. We got to reverse to Lamb, I believe. Is he gonna take the corner, or is he gonna get? Don't get hit too hard. All right.
I hate FanDuel. I hate FanDuel so much.
Why? What just happened?
I keep trying to put a bet in, and their location services don't work for me, and I don't know why.
Are you
so
in
now
the
I have to have it
dungeon?
on my cellular telephone.
But I don't really have a take as far as if he's good or not, Lance. I don't watch a lot of college football, and I have no idea. I can't say he's good. I'm not one of those people that's going to watch one drive and say this guy's great or not great. But do you have a take on him? Zeke captain is the nuts right now. 2nd touchdown for Zeke on a reception from Dak. That's a big deal.
Ooh, that's good for me. Why is the line only 210 now? Is it being reviewed?
It's close, but I think he's in. Let's check. Well, yeah, I think he's in, but we'll see. Can't right. Well, I don't know. He might be down, and he's gonna rush another one in. I think he's down.
Well, it's 4th down, isn't it?
Well, I mean, they're not gonna kick a field goal from the 8-yard line.
I know, so there's a chance that he doesn't hit. I'm throwing an extra. All right, so I put 200 on Philly. He pretty sure got in. No, nope, maybe he did.
I think you're watching the same thing I saw. Like I saw a different.
No, I'm not watching that. I'm looking at the lines. DK went up to plus 260 and then dropped down to not plus 260.
Just sneak in with Dak. I think he's down, but who knows?
So
His hip is down. Like once his hip, it's really close. You watching this, James? You have the game on?
I do on the side here. Sorry, I'm updating my spreadsheet. Now I need Philly to win.
4th down. But like they have to go for this, and Zeke's
Just get it. Just let it be a Dak Prescott sneak. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Let's stop this 1 yard, 1 inch carry from Zeke.
The interesting part, my normal live betting thing, I normally just do money lines. I put through 500 on Philly plus 3.5. So I do have a potential middle in here, which could be fun.
And that's beautiful. Yeah. Oh, he's sneaking it. He's sneaking it, and I believe he got it. He got it in the second push, right?
Yeah.
He's got to be in there. They're not giving it to him though. But the second effort, he had to be in. Why are we not getting a signal? The second push, he was in. They're having a conversation.
Of course they are.
They're saying it's Eagles' ball. But like his momentum never stopped.
They called him down. Doesn't matter.
They blow the whistle. You can't do that.
Apparently they can.
That was ridiculous. He kept moving the whole time.
This is great.
Are you guys watching this? He's in. He's clearly in. What are we doing here? It's not even close.
If they say there's forward momentum of stop, they can't even review that. This is great. Now it's under video review now.
I don't understand what we're doing here. Like he's clearly in. Let's take the Twitter where people are always right there.
Twitter's never been wrong before.
That's my understanding.
According to Twitter, give it to him.
Like when they blow the whistle, he's pushing. The line is pushing the whole time.
I mean, honestly, should I hit this? I'm assuming they're going to give it to him.
I don't know.
Fanduel has the line at plus 225 for the Eagles. It would not be that.
No, it wouldn't. He's got to be.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, don't talk to me for 10 seconds. Darn it. I almost had an extreme arbitrage situation. BetMGM
half his body's in the end zone. Half his body's in the end zone. The ball's clearly across.
Dang it.
But I guess there was a whistle blown. I suppose that's what's happening. I don't know. I have no volume on the game. But like, what are we doing here?
Oh yeah, dude. Twitter's pissed. Twitter's pissed.
I mean, I have to assume. Oh yeah, I have to assume that they're going to give it to him based on the line movement right now in Vegas. FanDuel just put it up to plus 240. Yeah, no, MGM had the Eagles or the Cowboys as minus 160 favorites after he got stuffed. And I was trying to hit both sides of the line. Did not work.
Yeah, my Twitter feed, like 90% says he's in.
Yeah.
But like, and I'm not a fan of either team here. It's just, I don't care. Cowboys, Philly, I know they have a lot of fandom. I mean, I want Dak to score.
He's literally like in the end zone.
Yeah. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. No, this is super interesting. Like, FanDuel's the only one with the lineup right now. And
what is FanDuel assuming? What are they assuming? It's in or no?
I think they're kind of middling it a little bit. It's plus 225, but they had and went up to 240 for a second and dropped down to 225. So I think people are kind of assuming things. I almost want to put more money on the Eagles because I think the line's going to stay fairly similar whether he's in or not. I think he'll jump up to 250 if he's in. But they just took it. Oh gosh, no.
According to my
beautiful.
Twitter, it's upheld. You got to be kidding me. Get rid of these guys. The refs are so terrible.
It's upheld.
According to Twitter, and it's probably ahead of my video feed, but
yeah, it looks like it's upheld.
You've got to be kidding me.
Sportsbook. Oh, that was beautiful. I just made a bunch of money on that.
It's amazing that we wager American dollars on this nonsense. Like,
I just got a G in at the Eagles plus 225 or close to a G.
there are better referees where Blender's at tonight. The WWE officials are more competent than whoever's out there. That is insane. Like, he's clearly in the end zone. I don't know what we're doing. But all right.
Oh gosh.
Devin, are you watching the game? Devin, are you with us? Did you have a thought? Is this just me?
No, I mean, I have a parlay with 2 or more Zeke touchdowns and a Dak touchdown. So I was really kind of hoping for anyone to get a touchdown there.
I can get the Cowboys at minus 140 right now. Do I take it?
Yeah, they're winning this game.
Yeah, after you just put all that on the Eagles at 225.
Well, do I take it for more than 800?
No. Just.
Oh, we almost had a pick six. Man, this game, we're gonna get something goofy. Did you guys see the Dolphins play yesterday on their 1 yard line where they threw like a wide receiver screen in the end zone? I've never seen a completed pass in the end zone turn into a safety. It was incredible. Yeah, only Miami. Oh man, that was really close to being a pick six. Both defensive teams almost scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, I have a ridiculous arbitrage situation right now.
What is it?
I don't know. I have to hit buttons really quickly for a little bit. Let's see.
Talk us through it, because the people out there might actually.
The Cowboys are minus 140. The Eagles are minus 1 or plus 170.
Same site or different sites?
Oh gosh, darn it. Well, different sites. My bet got rejected by DraftKings. Darn it.
Oh, you wagered too much?
Yeah. No, I already have several grand on the game right now. All right, I have to update my spreadsheet. I just put 2,500 on the Cowboys minus 140 over at Caesars. Gosh.
Oh boy, this is getting
picked?
wild out there. No, he almost got sacked and he just threw it away. A little scramble move, but 3 and out. But yeah, it almost got dicey there for a second.
Oh, never mind. I put 5 grand down on the Cowboys. I'm okay with that.
At what minus 140?
A little bit minus 160, but mostly minus 140. Okay, this is.
But you're well positioned because you got plus.
Oh, I'm very,
side, right?
very happy right now.
And this all happened in the first 10 minutes of the game.
I mean, I can hedge out right now and guarantee like an $800 profit, so that's nice.
Eric in the chat is asking, Dem, how much does Grant wager a night? How much do you wager in this, give or take? Well, I mean, if you keep finding yourself in positive positions, you'll keep wagering, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, it all depends any given nights, how many swings. Like this was the game I was most excited for. So as of right now, I have somewhere like 12 grand on the game. And
how many different places?
Mostly 3 different websites. Probably gonna hit the Eagles plus 200. Like, I just like that line. That's a silly line to me. Let's see if they'll let me bet it.
I mean, you have all those thousands of dollars, but like at worst case scenario, you're still going to cash out for something. Obviously, you get both sides.
I don't think I've ever had. Do you think I should hit plus 200? Let's see if that's
for Philly.
Gosh darn it! It just dropped to 185.
Do you remember your worst night, Grant? Like the worst night you ever had as far as doing this?
$600.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's the
when
worst
I was doing
night
this
you ever
majority of the time, it was during the NBA bubble.
Yeah.
And like I had just come off of being unemployed for several months. So I didn't want to have that much going on a game because I'd obviously not had work for a while. So yeah, basically that was the most of the time that I did it. Every other time, like I don't like to chase losses. So I generally keep a very accurate spreadsheet and I try not to have myself over 4 figures losses in the hole in any given game because I do this a lot, and mostly I just do it for fun now because it's the most emotionally draining thing in the world. Yeah. But I mean, right now I can't lose. So if Philly wins, I win $65. If Dallas wins, I win $621. If Dallas wins by 3 or less, then I win like $3,000.
That's the perfect spot.
Yeah, that's mostly where you want to be.
I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about hitting Philly for 500 more. I just think this is a bad line. Like plus 195. Have they started driving yet? Like they're in midfield. I know that.
Pollard just had a 5-yard carry.
Plus 190. That's a bad line, right?
The Phillies looked bad.
They get the ball first in the second half.
Yeah, that's also the thing. I'm fine. I'll only put 300 down.
It feels like this game's been on for a while. And we're only 10 minutes.
Oh,
in.
son
I
of a
was
biscuit.
gonna make a comment. This game's gonna be going till 1 a.m.
Yeah. Don't feel obligated to hang out. You're welcome to hang out as long as you want, James. But don't feel like you have to stay to the end.
It all depends on the child, who I can tell is having a hard time going to sleep. So.
Oh, that silly little kid.
How old is the child?
7 months old.
Wow, 7 months. It's wild. Congratulations. Is it too late to say congratulations? It's probably too late, right?
No,
7 months.
It's congratulations every day to be a dad.
Huh.
You know? It's a good thing.
The line's at 220 now for the Eagles on Fanduel.
Yeah, that's better. That's a bad line.
Yeah. Gosh. Anyway, hopefully they accept my bet. Oh, wait, I have no more money in Fanduel because I withdraw of it because they always decline my bet.
You got to be ready for these situations, Grant.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Dallas is just establishing that run out there, but they keep giving it to him. 8-yard run there for Pollard. Just they're crushing on the ground right now. They can do whatever they want. Prescott 7 of 8 for 91 yards. Pollard 5 for 36. Elliott 6 for 32.
And yet the game's tied.
Well, yeah, goofiness happened, but yeah, lots of goofiness has happened.
Yeah,
but Philly's not stopping Dallas.
I didn't think 195 was a bad line because Dallas can literally do whatever they want. And the score should be 14-7.
Yep.
But 220, that's better.
Yeah,
Schultz
I mean, it's not like
catch.
Philly can't. Gosh, I
240 on BetMGM.
Yeah, I'm probably going to hit that in a second.
What is it? 240?
240. I'll take it.
Dallas in the red zone. Schultz just caught a pass around the 20.
I just threw 200 on it or 400 on them at plus 240. Let's see if it goes through. I BetMGM. Okay, it's not going to go through because the line changed in the 25 seconds it takes for it to go through.
We got a free play here, right? They're gonna call the offsides.
Oh, it went through. Neato.
Hey. Love to see it.
Now, if I won, I can place $1,000 on them minus 240 over on Caesars. Arbitrage.
There you go.
I'm not going to because I just like this line too much. All right, so now I can lose if Dallas wins.
But it's worth the risk.
Yes. I'm honestly thinking about putting more.
Well, you were already on Philadelphia coming into it, so that just
Yeah. I mean, the neat thing is I have a 970 swing if Philly loses by 3. That's the fun part. Like I make a G no matter what if Philly wins by 3. I think they're going to score here.
as long as it's a score to CeeDee Lamb or Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson would probably actually be the nuts.
I thought what's his name was going to eat into Wilson. What's the dude's name? The receiver that came back, Noah Brown. I thought he was going to eat in as far as like he kind of had 18% of the snaps last week or so, and I don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't noticed which one is out there. I saw Wilson a couple times. I'm not sure if Brown's at the field. I do have a couple Brown shares. He was super cheap. There's a touchdown to a tight end. It's which tight end is that? It's 86. That's Schultz. I think that's Dallas Schultz. It is. Yeah, Dallas can do whatever they want out there. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, they got a touchdown and the line hasn't moved. That's the weird part.
Why is that? They're not calling it back or anything, are they? I don't think so.
Are
we sure he got in? The ref's got to confirm this, or
I was just trying to put Oh gosh, I need to put more money in my Caesars account.
What do we know, James? Like, what do we know after 3 weeks? Like, what could you say definitively? Like, I feel confident in this because we were talking earlier before about Baltimore. Are they good or not good? I don't know if Baltimore's good or not good. And also, they're dealing with some injuries, some COVID stuff as well. Like, it's weird. Like the small samples, and you don't really know who's good yet, right? I don't think we know.
After 3 weeks, no. After 4 weeks, things start to stabilize. After 7 weeks, we are pretty sure of who's good. So that's usually like the thresholds. But I mean,
Eagles plus 290. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's
plus
a pretty
290.
number. That's a pretty good number.
Dropped to 270.
No, I mean,
quick.
you can look at teams in terms of like the differential between pass yards gained and pass yards allowed is a pretty good indication of what teams are actually good and what teams are actually bad. That kind of like gets broken by teams like the Ravens, where all they really want to do is run. But most of the time, passing yardage and passing yards allowed, the larger the differential there, the better a team is. So like, I don't know, the Rams probably look fantastic. The Rams probably look like one of the best teams in the league. The Bucks are going to be up there. There's going to be a couple teams that you would think are good. The
Raiders have a lot of passing yards. I don't know if the Raiders are good yet. They're 3-0.
I was just going to mention the Raiders actually look like they might be a good team. I mean, it's that they've beaten some good teams and they are undefeated, right? I mean, it's not crazy to think that they're good. The Steelers last year were undefeated through 12 games though, right? And people thought they were good.
I mean, Roethlisberger kind of fell apart. I think that was
as he does. He always
but they were good the first one. I mean, the main thing is like they did short to intermediate passes constantly. They were highly efficient because they have 3 good wide receivers. Their defense was absolutely shut down. They were a good team, but Roethlisberger kind of went to trash.
Well, and then their defense.
And let's be honest, they only lost in the playoffs because Cleveland got out to a massive lead and they almost came back and won it.
Yeah.
Who's their backup quarterback? I mean, how many backup quarterbacks in the league currently would be better? Oh, he's terrible too.
Yes, he is horrible.
I
Haskins is their third guy.
What they need to do is trade for Trubisky.
I was thinking the same thing earlier today. Trubisky would be so much better on this team than Roethlisberger. What were you going to say something? Go ahead.
I asked Blender earlier. Okay, Ben Roethlisberger has to miss time. Mason Rudolph is starting. Is this team better or worse?
It's not worse.
It can't be worse, right?
So you probably have the stats in front of you, but I was wondering this yesterday. I haven't done this, but what was Roethlisberger's ADOT yesterday? Because he threw like 19 passes to the running back at like 2 yards. It was 4th and goal for like the 15. He threw like a little dump off pass. Like it's over. It's done. We no more Big Ben. If I was a Steeler fan, try and salvage this year. Try and trade for Trubisky, like for real. Unless I think he's meaningfully better. I think he's better than Rudolph and Haskins. What do you have? You happen to have that in front of you? I'm curious what it was yesterday because I feel like it was crazy low.
His average completion was 5.5 yards.
Yeah. That's bad, right?
That's pretty bad, yeah.
How long is his contract for? Is it up this year?
It's a good question. I mean, it's football. You can always cut guys, but there's guarantees. It's let's see. This has got to be it though. And like he always pulls out like I'm not sure if I'm coming back. Yeah, this has got to be it. He's 39, and he looks.
Yeah, he was drafted with Eli and Rivers.
Yeah, he was in that draft.
Yeah, that was the greatest football quarterback draft of all time.
No. 85 is Marino and Elway, Ken O'Brien. I think there's somebody else there too who's actually pretty good.
Well, I feel like there was someone else in there.
How do I know Tony Eason was drafted? What a weird thing to just throw out there.
I think, what was it, 2004 NFL draft?
Rivers, Manning, and Roethlisberger. Manning out of like Miami of Ohio or something like that. Does that sound right? That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, he's from Miami of Ohio. Yeah, it was Eli, Rivers, Roethlisberger, J.P. Losman.
Oh, yeah, Buffalo, J.P. Losman. Yeah. God,
I feel like there was someone in the second round. I think Matt Schaub was in that draft.
Okay. He had a respectable career. He got paid.
He had one really good season.
Fitzgerald, the same draft. Third pick overall, Fitzgerald. Sean Taylor, 5th pick overall. Kellen Winslow, 6th pick overall. Roy Williams, one of the receivers, named D'Angelo Hall. There's some legit names of this draft.
Oh, yeah, it was a great draft. But I was just talking strictly quarterbacks. Like,
Yeah.
you have 2 Hall of Famers in Eli Manning.
Well, he's a Hall of Famer too. I know you're trying to say something, but Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. Like, no matter what you say, he will wear that jacket.
People,
Yeah.
there needs to be a difference between the Hall of Fame and Eli Manning people.
Well, there should be different levels, right? There should be like the you get the VIP suite room, or you just get a room.
There should be the Hall of Fame, and then there should be the Hall of Actually Good. And like that, Eli Manning can be in the Hall of Fame. That's fine. I get that. But he shouldn't be in the Hall of Actually Good, right? Like Barry Sanders can be in the Hall of Actually Good. Tom Brady, the Hall of Actually Good. Eli Manning, he beat Tom Brady a couple times. That's it.
Well, that's a really small hall. Who else is going to be there?
I don't know, like Frank Gore, probably, right?
Frank Gore, a hall just for like longevity. Like,
yeah, the Hall of Longevity. Yeah.
A lot of it is just like you stuck around long enough. That's baseball too. It's like baseball cares about a collection of stats, and if you hit that magical number of like 3,000 hits or 500 homers, and you're automatically in. And sometimes just you played 26 years or whatever it is.
To be fair, hitting 500 homers is an actual achievement, right?
Sure. Yeah.
3,000 hits. Like, I think that is an achievement in itself. But like, if you play for like 30 years, that's probably a given if you're like a replacement level player. But like 500 homers, that's an achievement.
Who's the guy with the most home runs that's not in the Hall of Fame? I think it's like, is it like, I don't know, 450 or something? Is there somebody with 500 that's not in? I assume you're in if you have 500. I feel like I should know.
I mean, Barry Bonds.
Well, yeah. Well, that's.
Well, he should be. He should be.
Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
But
well, there's
not
no.
they.
Rafael Palmeiro probably has 500 too, doesn't he?
Arbitrage situation: FanDuel Eagles plus 340. BetMGM Cowboys minus 300.
And the Cowboys did just stall out at the end of the first, so the same could be tied real quick.
I mean, I feel like
no. Dallas is getting the ball now, right?
Yeah, they just got the ball.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, sorry.
But I feel like I want to put more money. Gosh darn.
What do you want to do?
I feel like I want to put more money on the Eagles.
Why
Plus
do you think
340
Eagles,
is a bad
what
line.
about this Eagles defensive effort is like getting you excited?
I don't care. It's just Cowboys defense. It's the fact that the Cowboys stay close in games. It's the fact that I'm getting them at plus 340.
It's a big number.
That's a big number for down by 7 points, and they get the ball in halftime.
Yeah,
That's a big number.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, the Eagles haven't run the ball yet. And the only one rush for Hurts for negative 2 yards, but none of the running backs have carried the ball yet, which is kind of interesting.
They've had the time of possession of like a minute and 3 seconds, right? Like they haven't been able to touch the ball.
8 pass attempts from Hurts, 4 for 8. But they really have not sustained anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, their one score was the goofy, touchdown in the end zone. Is it Captain Schultz is a winner right now? Who knows?
I can tell you that I am not winning. I promise you that.
I'm not winning either, but I don't want to be winning right now. I want to be a closer. I don't want to be out in the first quarter. I guess it doesn't work that way, does it? I know I don't know about Philadelphia defense.
The hard part here, I guess, geez, Zeke, man. I wanted to use Zeke.
He's crushing.
Originally, I had Devonta Smith captain with it was Devonta Smith, Amari Cooper, Dak Prescott. Then no. It was Ezekiel Elliott. It was Devonta Smith, Ezekiel Elliott, and Dak Prescott. So trying to eat up a lot of the points for Dallas. But switched it up to CeeDee Lamb captain because I wanted to try to leverage the Amari Cooper situation because I thought Amari Cooper would be way too high owned.
Screen to Elliott, but I think it's coming back. They had both out there. They had Pollard in motion, both Pollard and Zeke. I like having both of them out there. They've been doing that a bit more.
I saw it looked like Pollard was going to be way low owned. What is Pollard owned?
I bet he's low owned because he was like only like $800 different than it was basically the same price as Zeke,
By the way, arbitrage situation. BetMGM has Cowboys minus 275. You can get plus 340 on the Eagles over at Caesars.
Let's see. I'm just pulling up a random single entry contest on DK that I'm in. See if we can find that ownership. Elliott's 28.7%, and I bet Pollard's distinctly lower. Let's see if I can find him. There's no quick way of finding them. You just gotta like see. You gotta just keep clicking on teams, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a place to get to type them in. I guess if I did the RG, what is it? It's a results DB.
Am I missing something?
What do you mean?
The odds are all over the place on these sites, like all over the place. Minus 275 over on BetMGM for the Cowboys, plus 340 for the Eagles on both Caesars and Fanduel. Okay, yeah, right. Just switched over there. Okay, all right. Now it's normalizing. I don't know what.
Is that Wilson? Who's that? Who's caught that pass? That was Brown. There you go. Got a little Brown.
All right, I think I'm gonna lay off betting for a little bit.
You got enough out there?
I got about 15 grand, 20 grand.
3rd and 3 for Dallas. Oh, by the way, we're doing our flash right now. I don't even remember who I played, but yeah.
Let's go check out how things are doing here. I'm losing.
We can go ahead and get in a third quarter one.
Oh boy, Devin loves his flash drafts.
We'll get to sweat it in an hour and a half.
And again, Philly plays gets the ball first. Let's see. According to the chat on DK, well, this is surprising. According to Derek in the chat, Pollard 25% and Zeke is 30%. I thought it would be a bigger gap than that. That is surprising.
Yeah, I thought Zeke was going to be at least 35, 40%.
Is the hate that much out there? As far as like, I don't really listen to like ESPN or national pods mostly. Is that like a general thought that like Pollard's just better, or because Zeke's still getting more usage?
I don't know. Like, we live in a bubble in the DFS community.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously in the DFS industry, everybody thinks that Pollard is God and Ezekiel Elliott is terrible. So I understand from our aspect, right? I don't watch ESPN, so I don't know what the general consensus is.
First down for Dallas. They're at the 50 now. I'm not sure, Grant, if you're still hammering stuff. I guess you're relaxing now, Grant. You're in a good arbitrage spot.
I mean, I tried to put more. I ran out of money in my BetMGM account. I really need to be more ready for these things.
Zeke just busted off a 9-yarder, 2nd and 1 at the 41.
Grant's taking.
I'm excited for this pick 6 that's about to happen.
Grant's taking a seat back, so he has plenty of time to put into this flash draft.
Yeah, there you go.
When is it coming up, Devin?
You got 2 minutes.
All right, let's do it.
If it all hop in.
This button is disabled. How do I get out of this? I have the old flash draft up, but it's not leaving.
Watching Dean get technical live, everyone.
I'm going to restart my phone.
The whole phone?
I think that's the move, right?
No, I think you got to bring it back to the store. Got to trade it out, Dean. It's busted.
You said I had 2 minutes, right? No, the phone's fine, but it kept saying it. I don't know. I got something goofy with the app, so I figured that was the move.
Man,
Dallas just keeps 7 yards, 8 yards, 9 yards, just big chunks in the ground.
Tony,
Philly, I guess, is not adjusting.
How can I get an NFT of the screenshot of Dak Prescott being in the end zone?
I'm sure OpenSea, right? That's where you get it.
I'll find it. Yeah.
Is that a space you dug into, or are you like making a joke about the NFTs, or you're kind of
mostly making a joke? I think that NFTs are pretty silly for the most part. Actually, so I should say that not all NFTs are stupid. And not even I don't think that any of them are stupid. I think that everything holds a value that people want to pay. But the profile picture ones are silly for the amount of money that people spend on them. Whereas there are certain art pieces, I think, that are very likely to be very highly valued later on in the world if everything does in fact go digital. But a picture of a penguin is not.
That's not it.
That's not going to be worth the.
You're not a penguin guy?
Oh, dude, I love penguins. Actually, that's like my thing. It's penguins. That like in
really?
For my family, like me, my mom, my grandma, we all have. Well, I recently lost my grandma, but we all had little porcelain penguins to represent our family. So like, I like penguins, and I still think a profile picture of a penguin is a terrible investment.
If you're the target audience, if you say no, like who's into this?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's literally made for you.
Yeah. So I don't know. NFTs, I think that the concept of ownership is still pretty warped on blockchain, but I do think that there are going to be pieces of art that are valuable in 20 something years. That there are probably some projects that are still going to be valuable, but I think right now all it is people who have had a lot of money from the crypto boom just trading money with each other, and then getting other people to also spend their money on crypto to make their crypto investments more valuable.
Yeah,
that's how I see it right now.
Well, that's kind of your responsibility. If you happen to buy something, we got Elliott into the 10, inside the 10, first and goal. Elliott on a screen pass. I heard, was it the number 2.5 as far as receptions for him? That was a bad line.
Yeah,
no, I had the over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got at least 2 now, I think, or maybe one was.
He's got
back.
3 already.
Yeah, so yeah, that was pretty quick and easy.
Yeah, I need Cooper to start catching.
Elliott to the. Oh, we got a holding. It looks like a holding penalty coming back. He was inside the 2 though. Whenever the umpire throws it, it's almost always a hold. So yeah, there it is.
I'm excited for them to kick a field goal and me to hit the Dallas side.
No, we don't want field goals here.
In my season-long fantasy league, I need 11 points from Greg the Leg.
You're in a season-long league?
Yes.
I'm in 1 too. Yeah.
I'm in 2 of them.
I'm in the Rotogrinders one.
That's stressful. I was asked to be in one, and I can't imagine looking at a waiver wire ever.
My favorite one is I'm in a season-long, or my buddy's in a season-long league with a bunch of degenerates with a lot of money. So I'm managing his team and getting 20% of his profit.
Oh, so, what's 20% of 0?
I mean, do you want to hear his team?
Sure. There's something I like to hear. I mean, I'd rather hear like a bad beat gambling story, but no, I want to hear you tell me about your friend's fantasy team.
Well, I'm just trying to tell you how bad this league is, because it's very bad.
Oh, it's a bunch of donkeys. I got you.
Yeah, like Herbert, McCaffrey, Mixon, Cooper, Godwin, Logan Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin, DJ Chark, Jalen Hurts. It's a 12-team league.
I was going to say, is this like a 3-team league? Like,
yeah.
It's a 12-team league. And these guys are throwing $2,000 down for it.
Oh, wow. Hey, somebody asked me who won the season-long baseball league that I was in. Somebody asked me.
No one cares, Dean.
Oh, I know nobody cares, but, you know, one of us won the Rotogrinders.
Does his name
baseball.
rhyme with Schmeen Schmabelschman?
It just might be. Yeah. My trophy case is going to get updated here in Rotogrinders soon enough.
There you go.
3rd and goal from like the 2. And we're going to hand it again to Zeke because they just keep giving it, and Zeke just scored a touchdown. Does Philly not realize that they're just going to run the ball every time? Do they not, like, that's just what's happening. Zeke captains the nuts, boys.
That's what it's looking like right now. Pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, Zeke captain with Philadelphia defense. That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, welcome to Showdown, baby.
That might change. Philadelphia defense might like get sputtered down to like 8 or 9 or something like that. Maybe it already has. Looks like
good thing I entirely faded Zeke.
Oh, Grant.
I mean, good thing you're going to make it all back based on your arbitrage, boy.
21-7. What's the line now, Grant?
It's got to be plus 400, right?
He missed the extra point. Oh,
I mean, it's plus 490, plus 475. I'm honestly thinking about that. BetMGM has the Cowboys at minus 550. Yep, arbitrage situation.
What do you have?
MGM has the line at minus 550. I'm gonna hit that first, and then it'll be at plus 600 pretty soon. Plus, I'm trying to get MGM's points. Son of a biscuit, it moved. All right. I never mess with arbitrage situations on the other side with MGM until it posts, because MGM takes a while to go through. I've been burnt by them before, many a time.
But that's smarter than to do, obviously, right? I assume that's what's going on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they, like, every single place puts on a thing where it's like, I accept any line movement. No, not doing that. I don't even think I have an arbitrage situation anymore. Yeah, I have potential arbitrage situation if Philly loses by 3, which still in play. But right now I have $5,000 to win 15.46 on Philly and $8.5 to win 13 grand on Dallas, with a $500 bet that was included in that at plus 3.5. So I also have multiple props that are dependent on the Philly money line. So we'll see.
We're hoping for Philly. That's what I'm hearing. We're hoping for Philly.
I'm just hoping for a Philly score, because they get the ball back in at the beginning of the second half. They score here, the line's going to drop to minus 200 by the time, or plus 200 by the time next half starts.
Devin, what was your bet? That was good for you, right? Don't you have like Zeke and Dak both to score touchdowns or something like that?
Yeah. You know, the Dak one would have been nice to get earlier, but you know, you take what you can. We still got a lot of wood out there, as they say in bowling. I said that in chat.
I saw that in the chat. Like, Devin's dropping bowling quotes. That's like the most common. Of course, as they say. Yeah, who doesn't say a lot of wood out there?
2.5 quarters. That's a lot of wood out there, Dean.
Devin, the only bowling quote that I know and I appreciate is, "Who do you think you are? I am."
Either that or "over the line."
Over the line. That's good too. Have you ever dropped the "Who do you think you are? I am"? Have you ever dropped one of those?
I have.
The alley?
Yes, I have.
Oh, the Rockets game is going
You're in a
on.
league, right?
No, not a league. Just a friendly group of people that like to go bowling.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Josiah Gray only has 1 strikeout. Neato.
I didn't play baseball tonight because it was just 2 games, and
Yeah,
That's
either
what
did
I
I,
know.
but I bet the under on 4.5 Ks for Josiah Gray. It was an easy line.
I would have bet against Marquez. He's sputtering for the finals.
We got a fun play coming up here in a second.
A handoff.
Dean says, "I don't want to play the 2-game baseball slate. I want to play the 1-game NFL slate."
Yeah. I think that's what Cheese wrote in his article today, actually. He said, like, you guys are all playing the football game, and it's just 1 game. But, yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, nice little hurdle. Did you ever see the play, Grant?
No, it's about to go.
Oh, he hurled over somebody in the secondary. That was pretty cool.
I must be on a delay here.
Sanders broke off like a 30-yarder or so. That was their first official rush of the game, unless you count the quarterback rush.
Grant, do you notice the Lions react heavily to flashy plays?
Yeah.
It's a good question, actually.
Yeah, it's because it's based on people's perception. Ooh, come on. Let's get this, Philly.
Hurt scrambles for like 3 yards or so.
Yeah, the line dropped like 200 after that play.
Was I right in saying Marquez is got smashed tonight? I feel like he's just looked terrible late. I feel like his arm is just
No, he hasn't given up a run. You're a dummy.
Well, I mean, he may be giving up really hard hits to the shortstop and to the right fielder for all we know.
What I had Marquez for? Actually, I had Marquez pretty bad. I had Marquez for 3.97 strikeouts.
He's got 2 so far. I'm going to Baseball Savant. I want to see how hard the ball's been hit off of him. Now I'm curious. See if he's actually been lucky out there.
Oh, line's down. What's going to... Ooh, something.
We got 3rd and 5. That's where I'm at. 3rd and 5 for Philly.
Yeah, I think it was an incomplete.
Yeah. I think you go for it here, by the way. You gotta go for it.
I agree.
I don't know. Grant, don't you're ahead of us, so don't say, but you gotta go for this. Like seriously, you're clearly not stopping Dallas.
I can't even remember. What's Josiah Gray normally go? 80 pitches?
Well, he's a young guy. They're not going to push him too hard, especially the team sputtering to the end. So I don't know what the bat had him projected at today, but I would guess, 80 sounds about right.
And also he's gotten up to close to 100, but they'll probably keep him around 85.
I only had him for 16.4 outs. So what, 5 and 1 batter?
Philadelphia is kicking. What a bunch of donkeys. So stupid.
Yeah.
They did pin him in the 5, but like, come on, what are we doing here? Never punt. Like that's it. Just don't punt the ball. I would not employ a punter if I was a coach of a team.
What if it was first or 4th and 15 from your own 1 yard line?
Allow my quarterback kick the ball.
Actually, I mean, you could feasibly just like throw a Hail Mary or something like that,
right? I mean, you could. Is it a smart move? No. Should you do it? No.
It's the same thing as a punt.
Well, no, if it's incomplete, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
If they pick it off, like sometimes they just want the interception so they'll lose the 40 yards. I love that.
I feel like they should just get rid of punters and the QB gets to throw it.
That's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
It's just an arm punt.
Backyard football.
Gray the last 3 games went 194 and 100. I just don't think, like, why would they push him at this point this season? But maybe they will.
I mean, he's pitching. He's dealing in Colorado.
This is possibly his last start of the season. Who knows? I mean, it's probably the last start of the season for him.
Yeah.
Unless he goes on Sunday, but
Derek in chat says Gray went 194 and 100 the last 3 starts.
Yeah, that's what we just said. I see you too tune out, Dean, like me.
Like arena football had no punting. You would kick a field goal, like You guys ever been to an arena football game before? I went to an Orlando Predators game back in the day.
I have.
It was pretty fun.
Lit. Lit.
It's sneaky fun.
What was the Birmingham? That was like the Bulldogs, right? Or Steel? I forget what it was. I saw an XFL game way back in the day. Just the one.
They had an XFL team in Birmingham?
If I remember correctly.
Let's see. If we had a machine, the Thunderbolts? The Birmingham Thunderbolts?
It could have been that. I was very young at the time.
Well, I think this is the reboot. Well, let's see. What year is the Birmingham Thunderbolts a thing? 2001, it was established. Yeah, there you go. At Legion Field. Does that sound familiar?
Nope.
Oh, well, yeah, fair enough. Was that around the time that the Ultimate Warrior was really popular and Grant was cheering him on?
Oh, yeah.
That's the Macho Man. It's a distinctly different person.
Just drop a woo.
I don't know anyone else's voices.
Well, that's definitely not the Ultimate Warrior's voice. You can't do like a Hogan? Oh, yeah.
Hello, brother. Honestly, Hogan sounds very similar to me, to Macho Man Randy Savage.
You know about a versatility in your wrestling impersonations?
Oh, no.
Getting typecast.
Yeah.
All right, boys. I'm gonna jump off because the child is angry. But
the kids, they do that. Thanks for joining us, though.
Thanks for hanging.
This has been fun. I'll try to join again next time. But you know what, Grant? I hope that you make some sort of money today.
I hope I do too. I never know. I have money on soccer that I don't know any of these teams' names.
Bundesliga? What are you playing?
Let's see. I got Dortmund to win and over 3.5 goals at plus 250.
Well,
I got
that's
Real
tomorrow.
Madrid and both teams to win and both teams to score.
That's
I got
not today.
PSG, Liverpool, and Dortmund.
When do these games play?
Huh?
When do these games play? Because it's not right now.
I guess they all play tomorrow.
Well, there it is. I'll check in on you tomorrow.
You might. Do you have a couch for Grant if things go wrong by chance? Or you're not
of course I do. He's always welcome here.
How much money have I made on soccer this year?
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, James. Be good. Take care.
I've made $1,840 on soccer.
Is that euros or is that American dollars?
Add 3. So I made $2,140 on soccer this year.
How many football players can you name?
Ronaldo.
Sure.
Tim Howard.
He's
David
retired.
Beckham.
He's retired.
Okay, so Ronaldo and Messi.
There you go. All right.
That's what I can name.
The over-under was 2.5, by the way. So the under smashed.
It doesn't matter.
Was that a completed catch? Is that Wilson? They're going to call that a catch? That was an amazing play.
I don't think they called it a catch.
I don't know how he kept his feet in if he did. And that was Wilson. That's what James wanted the whole time. He was tilting Wilson. He's got a 50-yard pass, and he got the left foot in. I don't think the right foot's in.
Was it on second down or third?
I don't know, but yeah, I don't think he ever got the right foot in. Is there a rule where if they get pushed out? That's a college thing, right?
I mean, after that Julio catch on Sunday, I don't know what the rules are anymore.
Oh, here's a Tennessee Titan fan that's very upset.
Just the smallest little violin right there.
Are they challenging it?
Yeah, it's not a catch. I don't think. I don't see his right foot in. As far as I can tell, that was not a catch.
Yeah, his right foot never came down. I don't know what it's weird rules. Football got weird rules.
Grant, did a cricket sneak into your house or something?
Now the window's open because it's hot as balls in my room because I have
Do you have
4
AC?
screens.
Is AC available in Colorado? Air conditioning?
Yeah, just not in this house.
They don't allow flash drafts, but
No, I'm currently looking for a new house. So
No flash drafts, no AC.
I obviously moved in with a fiance. And
Wait a second. There's no AC built in? That's not even an option?
in this house, no. We have a window unit. Yeah.
No
What
thanks.
year is this house built in?
Yeah, right.
Like 1906.
Oh. And they didn't think, hey, what if we're cold or what if we're warm?
We're not going to need AC in 20 years.
Is that technology available? I think it was, right?
I assume so.
Jeffrey in chat says no catch.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not a catch. I mean, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, Cowboys, they can score every time, right, Teen? Right, Teen? You dumb.
He says lovingly.
But
37-yarder getting called back.
We're talking about window units.
Oh, no, yeah. No, so I'm living with her, but we're looking for a new house now that I'm here because the shower is also too short for me.
You can't duck?
I can duck. I have to shower like this. But like it was a perfect, and there's not closets.
Is it a removable head or no? It's not adjustable. It just kind of is.
There is. We set up a removable one that you can take and do things with. But I mean, yeah.
Do things with.
All the activities with your shower.
I have no follow up. My brain went in different places, and I'm gonna move on.
None of them are YouTube friendly.
No.
Yeah, classic Dean, you perv.
You're the one doing stuff.
I'm washing my hair.
Yeah.
And washing my back.
Yeah. Anything else?
My something in my crack.
I was gonna say there's a lyric somewhere.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one too. It's a good song for the kids.
Yeah, great song. Man, this was the game I was looking forward to so much for this exact purpose.
Philadelphia would
it
operate.
is. Yeah, if Philly can just get a touchdown, it is 100% living up to my expectations.
So we're going to get a punt here. The punt worked out for Philadelphia. Good for them.
What was the total on this? Like 56.5, right?
51.5, I think. And it's already up to 59.5 in most places.
That's the live total, 59?
Yeah.
Can we not get like a Philadelphia run back? Like just when the defense scores 2 touchdowns, just forget it. Like that's unless you're that guy that plays like 40% defense.
Where are you in chat, Eric? I know you're here.
I am not that guy. That's a meme, right?
I'm pretty sure he's Landa 802. I don't know. What's your screen name?
Myself?
78904. Was that your zip code?
No, it was like my email in college, and it just sort of stuck. I don't know. I didn't have the foresight to think like, hey, I'm gonna really use my. I got to make sure to use my screen name for some kind of marketing purposes or whatever. What's yours? Just Gene Efer?
07.
Yeah, Devin, what's yours? Devo Knievo?
Devo Knievo, yeah.
Yeah.
I felt pretty good about that one. Came with it in high school.
by default, you're the best of the three of us.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
What about anybody in chat?
At least Grant's wasn't. Yeah, drop your old school AOL, your first email account on AOL. Grant.
Vladimir 3462000.
What? That was yours?
I was a big fan of Vladimir Guerrero.
I was gonna say Guerrero. That's funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know this, Grant? I'm gonna blow your mind. Do you know his son is currently, like today, present day, 2021, his son plays baseball too?
I bet he's good. I bet he's probably in the MVP race, but not really because of Ohtani.
More or less, that's mostly true. Yeah. So you've heard of him?
I have heard of him.
Yeah. Do you know one of his teammates is also the son of former baseball players in Kevin Biggio?
How could I know that?
Another Hall of Famer, Greg Biggio.
This is the sort of hard-hitting info you get with RG Premium.
Do you know that the other guy, Bichette, also his dad played baseball for the Colorado Rockies back in what are they called? Blake Street Bombers. Blake Street Bombers was Dante Bichette, Andres Galarraga, aka the Big Cat.
Yeah, they just
El Gato Grande.
Yeah, they just love their.
Oh, big player. And did you also know in the organization? There's one more.
Yeah, I knew there was one more. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Jeff Conine's kid is in the organization. He's not called up. Yeah, but Jeff Conine's kid, I'm pretty sure, is still on Toronto.
Big fan of genetics in the Toronto organization.
The Jeff Conine.
Jeff Conine he's Mr. Marlin. Like he is absolutely he was the face of that franchise for years.
Derek in chat says he got his first and still current email is my first and last name, that's pretty good. You're able to nail that down early on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that a face mask or is that an actual just a reasonable tackle? Okay. All right. So it's a sack.
Yep.
That's gonna stall the drive.
Or it won't.
Well, we'll see. I thought I grabbed this face mask. I guess not.
I'm looking at the BetMGM app, and they have little play-by-play logos here as you're looking at the pool. And the logo for sack looks like just two guys, and one of them's holding a football, and the other one's trying to take it from him, and he's just saying, no, 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 no.
Yeah. No, it's the same thing for Fanduel.
The graphic designer was very proud of himself that day.
Playing keep away.
We got 2-minute warning. Oh, one play before the 2-minute warning.
What just?
We got a hold. Doesn't matter what's going to happen here. What a great pass too. Just a bullet.
Yeah. Who was that
it's gonna
to?
come back.
Oh, I'm watching it right now.
I think that was to.
Tell me it's Quez.
No, it doesn't matter. I think it was Quez.
Yeah.
But it's almost definitely getting called back.
It is.
Called back.
Man, unfortunate.
It was a great pass, just perfect. But
this drive was going so well.
Oh, is it going to be second and 31?
Yeah.
Grant plus 525 on Philly for BetMGM.
Yeah, it's plus 700 at other places. I'm not taking it.
My no punter rule, I might break on this. I might punt on. It was like 4th and 31.
Look at that! It took 2 drives.
Yeah.
The conviction.
Well, there's a small print. That's all implied. Like, whenever somebody speaks in definitives, it's never, well, there you go. It's
and so
we
get to scratch our free square in bingo. Dean got technical, everyone.
There you go.
Dumb Dean.
Soto's at the plate right now versus your boy Marquez.
I have a whole bunch of free bets. All of them are going on Philly plus 700. Forgot to use these.
Yeah, BetMGM has been giving me a bunch of them. I think it's, just promos with the bets that I've been placing through these shows. But yeah, I've got, every time I log in there, I've got 3 or 4 free bets waiting.
Have you been following my bets during these shows?
Maybe a little bit, Grant.
Proud of you.
Well, you mean you've been tailing them?
That's what the kids call it, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if you're just like kind of take a note.
I was gonna say, yeah. Have you been doing well with doing that?
I mean, the one thing that I've learned from doing these shows is that these live lines are very inefficient.
Yep.
They're volatile.
Yeah.
And it's reactionary.
Honestly, I can't wait for NBA because I feel like that's when it's going to be even more fun. But
the team that is distinctly better is down 10-0 to start the game, and the odds are just completely just thrown up in the air.
I mean, I was looking at first quarter. I know that Philly didn't end up taking the lead in the first quarter, but the first quarter leader was plus 1,200 for Philly before they made their first touchdown. This is some crazy odds. You could find some parlays that don't even get up that high.
Embrace the goofiness, embrace the variance. Devin, how are you doing in your flash draft? I don't even know.
That's a good question. I haven't looked in a little bit.
I don't know. How am I doing in mine?
I just joined one.
I am. Are you joining one?
I think so. If it's going to let me, check out my location. The clock is. Oh yeah, I got it.
I'm cashing.
Hurts, Cooper or Pollard. It's Hurts. You got to take Hurts because they hit the ball first. Also, Cooper stinks.
Oh, I'm in first.
Really?
Is that
For
one?
the third quarter one that hasn't started.
Oh,
got him.
Oh, big jerk. I fell for it.
Man, good news is I got 2,500 player points at Caesars during this show.
How many do you need to get?
That's as good as
goal?
money there, Grant.
Oh, it is actually as good as money. It's $25. So after the player points, I'm technically even if Dallas wins. But I need 150,000. I'm currently at 54,000. And after the show, it'll be 58, 57, whatever it is. But I need 150,000. And Caesars Sportsbook didn't start until August 15th. So
that's like just over a month then.
Yeah.
So you've been
about 40 days I've gotten 57,000 points. Oh, go for it.
So you're saying it's more profitable than driving 30 minutes for a $50 bill?
So I did the numbers on Caesar's 7-star status.
Ooh, we got to play here.
Yeah.
We're at the 50-yard line. Fourth and they're gonna punt it, aren't they? Well, Dallas got to call timeout and force a decision out of them. Somebody call. Well, nobody's calling a timeout. Seriously?
Yeah, go for it then. Yeah.
But why is Dallas not calling a timeout to force a decision? Oh, they're the. Has nobody played Madden? Does nobody know how Madden works?
Why don't people listen to me?
I mean, I have no rooting interest.
They called a timeout with 20 seconds left.
Great, good job. No, wait. There's been no timeout called. Now Philly's gonna punt.
I saw a Philly timeout.
No. Well, it's probably they let the clock run, and now Dallas is gonna get the ball on their own, whatever, 5 or 10 or 20 with 15 seconds to go, and we're gonna go though. Where's the urgency? Where's the aggressiveness?
I love the tilt.
Oh, I mean,
They're gonna run a fake punt.
Yeah,
I'm not here to say like I know the X's and O's better than these coaches and all that kind of stuff, but the simple things like this, like, come on, what are we doing?
Dean, they're not punting; they're just passing with their leg.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Fire the punter.
You ever been to an Auburn game, Devin? I know I just saw a college football thing pop up. How close are you to Auburn?
Not very, no.
Well, I mean, when you visit home, wherever you grew up.
Even that, I don't think it's very. I think it's like a good hour and a half drive from where I grew up to get to Auburn country.
Yeah.
I did go to a Vols game, like maybe 3 years ago.
That's several hours, right, away from the
awful experience.
I'm
not a college football guy.
Was it too collegey for you? Like too much keggers and too much, is that kind of thing? Is you too old for that now?
I'm trying to be diplomatic here. There were some rowdy people at that game. And the NFL, there's some rowdy people, but it definitely had like a college party level of rowdy to it. And it was one row away, so that was a little.
This is in your seats. Were you in the student section or no?
I don't think so. No, I think somebody just really came to party.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. That's going to be happening.
You can't fault them, but yeah, that was not the best experience. And it was early too, if I remember correctly. I think we were out
probably
there.
A noon game.
Yeah,
maybe 3:30.
I think we were out there at like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And I was like, "What?"
Did you tailgate?
No. We just went there. It just it was first time being there at that stadium. Had to figure out where to go, all that.
I was gonna ask if vegans tailgate. What do you do at a tailgate?
Those carrots don't take long to grill.
Open the package. It's all good. We're ready to go.
Just really got to heat it up.
How about yourself, Grant? You ever? I don't know. You ever hit any college? You didn't go to a college like that had a football team, right?
No, but I mean, I've tailgated.
Yeah, I mean, you seem like right out of central casting when it comes to we need somebody who looks like that tailgates. At this point, a little long in the tooth. Obviously, you kind of aged out in character, but I went the other way on that because before you were saying I thought you were too old, but now, It's
always before our time, right, Dean?
Well, no, I was just he always says I think he's 20 years old, but now I went the other way on it, and he didn't seem to appreciate that either. I don't know what the happy median is, but yeah.
Derek in chat says supposedly Dak has a play called Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
I love it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what the thinking behind it, the title on that is.
Did you watch the Bob Ross documentary on Netflix? I haven't watched it yet.
I didn't.
It's supposed to be pretty interesting.
Not yet. No.
I think it's sad. Like I think like somebody was stealing money from him or something like that.
Got to imagine. There's a long list of documentaries I need to be watching. Documentaries and shows, really.
What's on the list, Evan?
Well, a big one is Game of Thrones.
It seems like right up your alley. You've never started.
That's what everybody tells me, and I've seen maybe 2 or 3 episodes.
In sequence, though, you've seen the first 3?
Yeah, it's like the first 3 or 4 episodes I've seen, and it's like they're not bad, but it's like I don't watch Lord of the Rings, the movies, like all the time, right? And every single episode is like watching an entire movie, and that's an investment in both time and effort.
And it's also one of those shows you got to pay attention to. Like you can't just like be playing on your phone or on your flash drafts or whatever. You got to be watching the show.
He says, Derek says, "Happy Trees. It's a pass play to tight end."
I've not seen the Muhammad Ali documentary on PBS, but that's what's his name. That's the great documentarian, the guy who did the baseball, just baseball. I think it's called. What's the guy's name? The classic documentarian. It's supposed to be really good.
If only we had a tool that we could use.
I can't remember the dude's name, but I'm drawing a blank. Ken Burns. Yeah, there you go. He's like the chalk. What you think of like?
Yeah,
that's probably like 19 hours. How long is the Ali documentary? It's probably like 10 hours.
10 hours. Wow.
I mean, his baseball one is insane. He's 18 hours. It's like goes by innings or something like that. Ken Burns does not mess around. He does not have an editor. He's like, leave it in. Leave everything in. See how long that is. I'm curious now. I would ask Grant if he's ever watched a documentary, but like his favorite documentary, but he's not, let's be honest, he's not sharp enough or educated. He likes things like dumbed down for him, right? Like there's nothing, he can't sit there and like learn something.
And Grant,
watch many documentaries. I'm smarter than you.
What was that, Grant?
I'm smarter than you.
Apparently 8 hours, the Ken Burns documentary.
Oh, see, okay, he had to cut a lot of stuff out. I'm sure it's good.
Michael in chat says Game of Thrones is a bit overrated. Have either of you actually watched it?
Yep.
I have.
Do you agree or disagree?
I'll let Grant go first.
I agree that it's overrated. It's still one of the top TV shows of all time, but it's slightly overrated. People constantly saying it's first or something like that.
How could it be overrated if it's one of the greatest TV shows of all time? I don't think
People
you
are
understand
saying that it's. People are saying it's pretty much top 3, but maybe top 4.
It wouldn't be my top 4.
Huh?
It wouldn't be in my top 4, but like I could appreciate it for what it is. Like it's not even my wheelhouse, not my kind of show, but like it still looks awesome. Like it's really really well done. It's well shot. It's well written. It's not something I had to be convinced to watch it, and
I had to be tied to a chair to watch it.
Yeah, you know that scene at Reservoir Dogs? My ear is still barely intact.
I was going for 007, tied to a chair with no bottom to it.
I've never seen 007. I don't think I've seen a James Bond movie.
Oh my God, Dean! What?
I mean, I'm aware. I mean, I know Daniel Craig and Sean Connery and Pierce Brosnan.
He's sitting in a chair. The bottom to the chair has been cut off, so it's just an open seat. He's not wearing any clothes, and somebody has like a very thick, like marine level rope, just swinging it away right at him.
Oh, that does not sound like a lot of fun. I'll tell you. You want to know the password? Just takes one swing, and here it is. Like whatever you want.
I'll tell you my safe word. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you the ATM code, whatever you want. I don't want to deal with that. I'm not into that kind of thing.
Yeah, Derek in chat, never seen 007. That's pretty egregious, Dean. Like the no spicy food, that's pretty egregious. But no 007. You haven't seen any of them?
I mean, I've probably seen like a scene here or there, but it's not my genre. Like I don't. It's a general thought. I just don't like things blowing up just for the sake of blowing up.
There is so much to unpack there.
Well, okay, give me the starter kit. Well, if you're gonna recommend one Bond movie, like what should I watch and report back on?
I grew up watching the Pierce Brosnan ones, right?
Okay.
Like Tomorrow Never Dies. What's another
There's
one?
a casino one that I always thought would be interesting.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, that one.
What's the casino one?
That's Daniel Craig. That's one of the more modern ones. And that, honestly, the more modern ones are amazing. They are so good because it's like it's all the modern technology that we're able to use for filmmaking, and it's James Bond, so it's cool. But the old ones are still really good. It's Goldfinger. I forget who was the one with was Trevelyan Goldeneye? I think that was Goldeneye. I'm trying to remember which one I grew up on.
I played it on N64. Does that count?
We'll give you honorary mention for that one, Dean.
I played there's a guy with an eye or something like that, or what's the guy? You know the characters' names? And
Talk about Odd Job.
There you go. That's what I was thinking of.
He was the short guy with the hat, right?
And there was like the golden gun. I remember the golden gun, and
the golden gun.
I said what it was called. Did it have a name to it?
It was called Golden Gun. Yep.
That's what I thought. All right, so you're like mocking me, but I was correct.
Michael in chat saying the Netflix show I Think You Should Leave. He says it's very hilarious. I've seen a few episodes of that, and it is uncomfortable.
I've seen a few episodes as well, and it's hit and miss, but it's fun. I like it.
It's funny for sure. And I've seen shows that are intentionally uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
That one is really intentionally uncomfortable.
There's the guy is it a clown car? What? No, the guy in the hot dog car. That's like the famous one, right? Have you seen the hot dog car one?
I haven't seen.
It turned into a meme.
I haven't seen that one. No. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of it, and I was like, "Whoa, this is not quite my track."
It didn't do it for you, huh? I'm surprised.
I could still watch it. It didn't it wasn't like it turned me off, but I was like, "Wow, this is a lot."
Are you not a sketch comedy guy in general?
No, I don't mind it.
SNL?
Yeah, I watched some SNL. There was a show, Portlandia. That one's pretty funny too.
Oh yeah.
that was quite a face there.
I mean, the fact that Devin likes Portlandia,
yeah, of
that
course.
It's the most. That's like the hipsters sketch show. Yeah. Are you a fan of Sleater Kinney as well?
I don't know that one.
Well, Sleater Kinney is the female Carrie Brownstone. She's in a band called Sleater Kinney. You were Sleater Kinney?
No, I've watched.
They're really good, actually.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, they're still around. They're still doing their thing. But like the older albums are really good. There's one of the older albums I really liked back in the day. But yeah, she's a part of a band, and of course, Fred Armisen from SNL. But yeah, I've never been to Portland.
Me neither.
Maine
really?
or Oregon.
Wonderful place.
I've heard good things.
Keep Portland weird, isn't that their thing? Is it Austin or Portland?
No,
is it both?
I think that's Portland.
Yeah, they I think Austin might have had it first. I don't know.
I think they fight over it. I think they both want to be weird. I'm pretty sure. They're in court right now.
BJ in chat throwing out Sopranos.
Well, yeah. I mean, Sopranos is fab. You haven't watched The Sopranos, have you?
I haven't, no. But I will say that new one, the prequel, looks amazing. Just having
why does that look amazing to you, knowing nothing about The Sopranos story?
I mean, it's not like I had my head under a rock. I know what The Sopranos are, but I just haven't seen it, you know?
You could pick Tony Soprano out of a lineup?
Yeah, if I had to. Like, I've seen The Godfather, right? All of those. I loved the Godfather trilogy. I just haven't.
Sure.
I never dabbled in Sopranos, but, I know.
Watch The Sopranos before you watch Game of Thrones. I would highly recommend.
Okay. That's honestly, I think that would be an easier pill to swallow.
It's incredible television, and some people give The Sopranos credit for like sort of creating the anti-hero, like what turned into Breaking Bad, Walter White, that kind of thing. But it's Tony Soprano. Like people love Tony Soprano, but he's an awful person. He does awful things. But yeah, you also kind of sort of root for him because he's also like charming and likable. Have you watched the Sopranos there, Grant?
Nope, never seen it.
Jesus, worst.
I love that I got like a soft reply, and Grant's like, "You're the worst."
It's okay. But Grant doesn't see it. Like, come on, Grant. Because he watches Moana or something.
I've been staring at the edge of water long as I can remember.
Dean, have you heard of Yellowstone?
Yeah, I've seen people talk about it on the Twitter machine. That's Kevin Costner. I think it's on Paramount. I have not seen it, but I'm told it's good.
Derek calls it the Yellowstone as the kind of a Western Sopranos.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I'm not a Western guy. I recently watched for the very first time, what is it called? I'll Be Your Huckleberry. What's the...
Tombstone. Fantastic movie.
I watched Tombstone for the very first time, like a month ago.
I don't think I've actually ever seen that one.
It's considered to be like a classic, considered to be one of the better Westerns. It was okay. I didn't love it. You loved it, Grant? I didn't love it. It's fine.
It's fantastic. It's so good. You're a dum-dum.
Are we still in halftime? This is crazy.
What is the over-under? And about times Grant's going to call me a dum-dum. Like 4.5? It smashed the over.
We got to start.
I'm trying to audit my spreadsheet, and the odds are changing. I'm so confused right now.
So nothing's happened, obviously. Philadelphia's going to get the ball in the second half. Well, you're seeing lines jump all over the place?
No, like the bets I made aren't showing up as I put them down.
Oh.
Did they change after you hit submit?
I don't think so, unless these sites are messing with me.
If you're hanging out, you want to make a wager and you want to get yourself a promo code. How about this? Hit up BetMGM. Use promo code GRINDERSBET. $10 bet. Just bet $10. You get $200 instantly on BetMGM if your team scores a touchdown. So, again, don't bet the Jets. Bet teams that can score touchdowns. That usually isn't an issue, but imagine betting the Jets yesterday with that promo code. Just, is there a worse decision
You
can make in
tried to
life?
warn people.
Just, oh man! Like we were talking before, like what teams are good, what teams are bad. I'm pretty sure the Jets are terrible. I'm pretty sure about that.
Well, would you look at that? Your boy came in first in a flash draft.
You came in first?
Tied 3 ways.
Classic you.
How do I know what?
You go to the DraftKings.com app, navigate to the flash drafts.
My contest. Have you ever opened that page?
Yes. Did I win anything? It's so annoying. How do I get rid of my best ball stuff? Do you guys know how to get rid of best ball? Because it's so annoying. I always think I'm winning more money. No, I'm not.
I'm pretty sure that's a universal complaint. I feel like I've heard people say like DraftKings needs to be able to hide the best ball entries, right?
If they don't get rid of it next year, I mean, that is a deal breaker. I won't play. For that
I'm
reason.
done. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
I didn't play it this year.
I'm taking my ball and I got in like the last like a week left in the season or before the season started, and I started firing just for funsies. And I'm in first in a couple. Yay.
In your best balls you're talking about?
Yeah, who cares? I know.
Dean, we're talking flash drafts right now.
I'm trying to find my flash drafts. In the past 7 days. No, I don't want to do that.
It was Hurts, Elliott, Devonta Smith, Rager, and Tony Pollard.
You had the nuts? Was it the nuts?
It was a 3-way tie for first, yep.
Nicely done.
22.4. Super high score.
Omar in chat says, I think you might be able to filter it by contest type. Yeah, but like when I go online,
that's already way more technical than Dean can handle here.
No, I want less. I don't want more than one click. Yeah, content. Yeah, I guess I can do that by contest.
Click
but
per
even
minute.
still, it's still in my live stuff. I think I pull it up. I'm not sure. Whatever it is.
This is why you don't enter best balls, Dean. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I concede. It was a poor decision I made. Although I'm interested in playing best ball basketball, just because that sounds like fun. But
I will say it is exciting to see the best ball industry sort of branching out into alternate sports. Feels like it's always been like a seasonal football thing, but it's good to see it branching out.
I think it's gotten to the point now where people like I don't necessarily have to. So you know how popular it is based upon like at least I do like based upon how much I have to explain to my friends, like who are sports fans and who played fantasy football, but like don't really DFS and don't really best ball. But like now they kind of I don't have to fully explain the concept because they kind of sort of know. Like okay, like there's not too many questions, so I think it's getting a little bit popular, hopefully. But yeah, basketball season's what like less than about 3 weeks away. The 20th, the 21st. I was looking next month. Get excited. Devin, you thought you were going to take a vacation after baseball. Nope.
I'll sleep when I'm dead, Dean. Come on.
Oh, we got a big play here. First play of the quarter. That's one of the tight ends. Is that Goddard or is that Ertz?
That's Goddard.
I don't think Ertz was a catch.
This is such a like non-factor in anything. But I love when crazy chance things happen. And if something about sports, it feels like that it's just so many different factors come together. Dallas Goedert on Philadelphia playing against Dallas Cowboys. Like,
Yeah.
Just what? And then what was it? Darnold and Dan Arnold on the same team? Like,
so yesterday, Elvis Sanders was batting against, I think his name is Alex Presley. So it was Elvis versus Presley.
Just insane.
And there was when Bradley faced Pittsburgh in college basketball, it said in the screen, you know, they kind of shortened the names. It was Brad Pitt on the screen. Why is that something in my brain that I know? By the way, I'm currently cashing with Zach Ertz, the captain. That's how that works. That's how that works sometimes. Just pulling up. He's got 0 points. 0 times 1.5 is still 0. But
UCF.
Yeah, UCF math.
I'm gonna plug your old school, your alma mater, every time you talk about getting math done real quick.
It's so sad. We're not going to win the national title this year. We lost, and we also lost our quarterback in the very last play of the game. So, I mean, you can't win the national championship. Oh, we got a pick six punt potentially. This is not good. Yep, that's a pick six.
Uh-oh.
That's we're looking at 27-7. Good Lord. Both defenses have scored touchdowns.
Grant, those Philly odds are going to look really good now.
Yeah, I'm pissed, and apparently some of the sites didn't accept my Dallas bets.
Oh,
that would be the one they wouldn't accept, right?
Well, no, they accepted it and they took it down.
Does anybody have both defenses in this game? Like, what jerk put both defenses in the same lineup?
Wow.
There's still plenty of time.
Was that like a 52, 53-yard return?
The receiver fell down. Like, he just stumbled. Like, he was going for a break. I don't know if he was pushed or not. I just saw the back end of it, but he just fell. Oh, boy. I mean, that was the easiest interception in the world. That's not good. You need to, like, have a fiance and, like, a couple side pieces to get, like, the combinations until you finally get the 600th. You're like, all right, screw it. Let's play both defenses.
$11.50, Grant, plus $11.50 for Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm all right. Deep enough with Philly right now. It's super. I have no idea where my bets went. What other site do I play on? I feel like I'm missing one.
FanDuel does not have defenses. I'm currently 975 in, 960 out. Woohoo! Screenshot, is that screenshot worthy?
Yeah, this is when you say only lost, or you say I'm winning.
I'm winning 960. Yeah, I won $960.
What a terrible Twitter trend.
Well, there's always that one schmuck who falls. He has to like over-explain it.
I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, well, "This is stupid," and then I was like, "Oh my god, I get it. I'm so over this."
It's stupid, but it's not, because it's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's just a public trap, and everybody watches it and says, "Hang on, walk around it. Wait, hang on, somebody's about to hit it. They're about to hit it. Oh my god, they stepped right in it."
Is the camera rolling?
And everybody just starts laughing at that one person.
When everybody else is like explaining on behalf of like why it's correct that he won $960. You don't understand. It says right there, currently winning. Congratulations, man. Hit up Sizzler. Enjoy your evening. But yeah, and the person's losing their mind. Just can't believe it. Hey Grant, you want an update on Herman Marquez?
No, I don't care about him.
Oh, well, you don't care about him when he's doing bad, only when he's doing well. And you think
no, I cared about Josiah Gray. Marquez was never in the equation.
Gray, 3 2/3, 3 strikeouts, bottom of the 4th. Man on second. He's up 3-0 because Herman Marquez is sputtering.
Diggs in chat asks, "So you think it's going to be all Pollard now?" Zeke got his second one, right? He got his.
They've both been 11 carries and 10 carries each.
Zeke got his second one though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the nut play right now, unless something drastically changes. Like, he's got to be the captain,
which it more than oftentimes will.
I mean, I suppose Hurts can throw. They're going to play a bunch of catch up, obviously, and there's still plenty of time. An entire half, got the ball, going to throw a ton. He's going to, when he's pressured, he's going to be running a good bit too. So there's still a chance he gets a couple touchdowns here. But like Dak is hard to feel good about right now. Would have been nice to then steal his touchdown earlier. But then the score would be 35-7, right?
Yeah, that would be nice. Set a band with the Dak parlay.
Yeah. What was your parlay? They both had to score a rushing touchdown?
It was a double. Yeah,
Running touchdown.
it was a rushing touchdown for both of them, 2 or more for Zeke. So I was feeling pretty good there for a minute.
What were the odds on that?
I'll pull it up. Hang on.
I feel like, a Dak rushing touchdown just as is probably like 4-1 or something. I imagine somewhere around there, 3.5 to 1,
plus 1450 on that parlay.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's rough. Sorry to. You still got a shot. But...
Yeah, it was a free bet too. So, like I was saying earlier, I've been getting showered with free bets from BetMGM.
But they just keep throwing free bets at you. I gotta get out of Florida.
I think it's something to do with the promo codes I use in the beginning because it keeps every time I deposit, it gives me more promo codes to use.
Michael in the chat says plenty of wood left. Is that the saying? Yeah, we all say that. Plenty of wood left.
That's that common saying that everybody knows. Plenty of wood out there.
Is that not like an Alabama saying? I've never heard that before. Grant, does your circle of friends mention the? And what does plenty of wood even mean? Like there's still plenty of frames?
Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of wood out there. I'll give you an Alabama saying. We got one that I grew up with. It said muddy water. I'll give you 2 guesses each as to what that could mean.
Well, is there a context? That's not a saying. That's just a phrase.
I would say this to someone in my living room.
Wait, could you use it in a sentence? Is this like the spelling bee?
Literally, the sentence would just be saying muddy water.
Grant, you got anything?
No, sorry. I'm trying to audit my spreadsheet and still confused.
Grant's knee deep in the Matrix right now.
Yeah, thank you for conversating with me, Devin, because Grant's just like... Okay, so muddy water. What does muddy water mean? I wonder if the chat has a thought in this.
Yeah, we'll give it a second, see if anybody from chat knows. We'll probably not get very appropriate guesses.
Yeah. I mean, is this something you say?
It's G-rated. I'll give you that.
You're hanging out like in the living room?
I could be sitting with my family and use that one.
Muddy water. Why did you say it like that? What was the emphasis? Was there a reason why you said it all?
That's part of the thing, Dean.
Say it one more time if you don't mind.
Unflushed toilet from Derek. It's incorrect.
You got a toilet in the living room?
Muddy water.
I mean, I don't know. To me, it sounds like muddy water means like, something is afoot. Tread lightly. I don't know what that means.
It's not far off. It's not far off.
Like trouble was a brewing?
Basically, it's somebody is standing in front of the TV.
Really?
That's what it means. Yeah. So if you hear that, you gotta hang on. Where am I standing?
Wow. Did you have any more of these? That was fun.
If my family was watching, they would just be cackling the fact that came up in conversation. I'll see if I can.
Is that a Devon family thing, or that's the entire?
I mean, honestly, that could just be a Devon family thing.
Very specific. It's nicer to say than a move, I think.
Oh yeah, well you got to put the real emphasis on it. Muddy water.
The chalk is like what you make a better door than you do a window. Is that that's like
yeah?
That's like
your daddy wasn't a glass maker or something like that.
I don't know if I heard that before. Daddy wasn't a glass maker. Okay.
I'm back.
And yes, in chat, I am currently in Florida, in South Florida, not too far from Fort Lauderdale. About 30 minutes from Fort Lauderdale.
Welcome back, Grant.
Yeah. Apparently, they took down 3 of the bets because they thought it was a duplicate bet.
Is this good or bad for you?
Oh, that's real bad. That just cost me $2,000.
I'm sure you said they were all Dallas bets.
Yep.
Can you send an email to support, or that's not something that you can do? I mean,
there's no way that I'm going to be able to prove it. So there's zero chance.
Send them the YouTube link.
Yeah.
Me saying something is not going to be enough evidence.
Yeah. I can vouch for you if you need a guy.
Wait, you mean they don't want to believe you, Grant?
Yeah, right? Yeah. No, unless we have the screen share on.
Such a shame, isn't it?
Well, I can't bet if I have screen share on. So I should really be doing screen share or screen record on my computer. Well, no, I can't even do that. They won't let me do that. It turns off location.
Working together with this one.
I need to figure out a way to do this because that just completely screwed me over.
3rd and 9 for Philadelphia. Remember when Philadelphia just did let the clock run out with a 50 and then the end of the half? They said, let's just punt it in and let's get to the halftime. Great move by Philly. It would have been nice if they had the ball in a minute and a chance to score. They didn't care for that, though.
Yeah, they don't.
3 and out for Philly.
Really? Gosh.
Yeah.
Isn't it 3rd down right now?
No, it's 4th.
Am I behind?
Possibly.
How did I get behind? I was supposed to, gosh. Son of a biscuit.
2nd down, Hurts scrambled and just kind of ran out of bounds, gained no yards, basically.
Yeah, that's what I just saw.
And he scrambled again and gained like 4 yards. And
well, he's just trying to help me hit my boost of. Did I not even? Oh yeah, I need him over 54 yards.
Dallas is just going to run it in the ground now, I would imagine.
How about another flash draft?
I feel like there's a strategy to play the flash draft. I mean, I don't want to give it away, but I feel like you guys can figure it out.
I don't know.
Play the Dallas pass catchers, obviously.
Let's see, where are we on the timer? It's 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah,
and 50 seconds.
I can't just stare. Who's got time for that?
Just tell us when it starts, Devin.
All right, I'll let you know.
I'm in it, but just tell me when it starts.
Oh, I'm gonna get in.
Dean, such first world problems.
It really is.
Cody in chat here, +1 on the comment. Man, it hurts to watch this game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does.
That's a good one.
It does for a whole lot of other reasons for me.
I'll explain it to Grant. So the quarterback for Philadelphia, the team's losing by 20 points. His name is Hurts. See what he's doing there?
No.
It's called a pun.
Never heard of it.
If you watch the documentary one time, maybe you'd know what a pun was.
Hey, just any documentary. They all mention puns.
And you know it was a pun because he capitalized the H.
Oh.
Emphasis.
Dak just sort of got sacked there. All right. Philadelphia's defense doesn't get up this yet. But there's a flag, too. I'm not really sure what that is. It might have been a hold. We'll see. I'm joining the flash draft to 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Still a little bit of time. What's the game clock at on the live feed?
There's 12 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, good news. The Dallas line dropped to -5,000.
Well, wait. Well, what's Philly then? What's the other side? Like plus 2,800 or something?
24 plus 1,400. They have ridiculous amounts of juice.
That's terrible. That's awful for the better.
Terrible for a reason.
I mean, but give me something that I can work with. I can't work with that.
Yeah.
Entice me a little bit. They're just going to giving up here, Dallas. Oh, wait. They might actually get the first down. No, but they're going to punt it 3 now. 15 yards, 14 yards for a Zeke run, but not enough. They're going to punt it. So Philly gets the ball right back.
All part of the plan.
Yep.
All right. I'm excited for the flash draft. Maybe I can win some money here. I can't believe there's 2 defensive touchdowns.
It only took 2 weeks, and we got Dean fully in on the flash drafts.
Classic.
Hey, Devin, on Yahoo, I made 149 lineups. Again, I didn't want to bankroll management. I don't want to make one.
So you went one less than 150?
You gotta show some restraint.
That's not
sometimes.
bankroll management. That's insanity, Dean. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
So I'm in for 14.90 and I'm out for 14.15. So I'll take that. I have a pinch of the defenses, not a lot, but if I'm just losing like $80 or winning $14.50 or $1,400 on Twitter, I'm good with that.
How on earth do you get to 150 and you just say no? That's one too many.
Well, I like to use the scroll bar, and then I like to land on odd numbers.
Oh my gosh,
I'm the guy. If I'm pumping gas, I want to land on a 9 or a 3 or a 7.
I mean, if I can land on a flat number, right? Just get $10, land right on it. That's fun for sure. But
you're good with that?
Oh yeah,
I can't. Well, I'll leave a penny.
The flat dollar, right? Got to get all the zeros. But you put 149 into a 150 max tournament, Dean.
So when it stops automatically, you fill it up and it stops. I will keep going. I keep pumping until it lands. I'll get a squeeze, Nope, not a 3, not a 9. We're still going. We might overflow the tank, but we got to get to that 3 or 7 or 9. 5 doesn't work, but 5 doesn't qualify.
There's just gas like flowing out of the gas tank. Flash draft starting, by the way.
Oh.
Ooh.
How do I get in this?
How do you
started already? You can't get it.
You already got in it.
I'm in. How is it we're picking?
Yes.
4 seconds left. 3 seconds. 2.
Well, I got canceled or something.
Donating.
No, he just gets booted.
Yeah.
It said it goes, we're gonna let it go this time.
Yeah, you get one freebie.
They said that to me like 4 times.
Yeah. No, they've done it with me a lot. And sometimes they're like, there was an error. I'm like, there was no error. We're refunding. I'm like, you son of a biscuit.
I'm gonna have to like hit support up or something because that's like the 3rd time I've done this tonight where I hit the wrong. I forgot about it. Man, I had this great strategy too. I was gonna play the Philadelphia pass catchers. I don't know if you guys figured that out. I kind of alluded to it earlier.
Popular same game parlay. Tennessee money line. Sorry, 1 second. Tennessee money line. Tennessee second quarter winning. Tennessee fourth quarter winning, including tie. Tennessee first quarter winning, including tie. Tennessee third quarter winning, including tie. Plus 1,014. So you're pretty much expecting a shutout.
Is this the Titans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't
When
sure.
did they play?
How did we get to the Titans?
Fanduel popped up on a popular parlay.
Oh. Let's get that Zerline. Let's get some.
What just happened?
I don't know.
Review?
They're on the 10-yard line, Philadelphia, on their own 10, 1st and 10, and they're down by 20.
It was showing a replay.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get this Dallas money line down to
Ooh, is that
1,000, so I could just barely lose money.
Philadelphia can't even move the ball. It's ugly, man.
I am free rolling after that flash draft win.
I have to hit up support.
If it said you got another freebie, then you don't hit up support.
Well, it didn't even show up.
Because then they're going to be like, oh, wow, you got 2 freebies. Give us the money, Dean.
Okay, so, yeah, it says you missed picks. Yeah, I was refunded twice. Yeah, okay, thank you. That's fine. We're going to get them next time. We're a 3rd down already here. Hurts. He just keeps running out of the pocket. The line's obviously, Dallas knows they're going to be dropping back every single time.
So, Grant, how much did your arbitrage get killed by the Dallas
bets? Bets not going through? About $2,000. Yeah.
Can't really plan for that.
Yeah. No, I'm furious.
So it said that it was accepted? Like when you put the bet in? They just went back
and it showed up and then it was gone.
Sus.
Is there a process where they have to review it, or that's once it says accepted, that's that?
I've never gotten turned down by Caesars, which is what pisses me off.
You should write your local representative.
I have a VIP rep.
You know a guy? You got a guy?
Somebody's getting an email.
You're going to get that penthouse suite, man. They're going to hook you up. They'll make it right. 3rd and 8 for Philly. They just had another, was that a false start or something like that? They just can't stay out of their own. They can't even get a drive started. Can't even get a first down.
Yep.
This game was, another false starts? What's happened here? This is supposed to be a fun game. What happened?
That first quarter was pretty great.
Yeah. This is a terrible game.
You know what? I hate this game.
What are we even doing here? What's the point of this?
Yeah, Caesars does not want Grant to have 7 stars. They see you climbing the rewards ladder too quickly.
No, they want me to give me 7 stars and have me lose a ton of money.
Well, yeah, they're not rooting for you to win, Grant. You really, that's.
Hang on.
I know.
Hang on. What?
Those buildings don't build themselves. All right, 3rd and 8. Did somebody call timeout or something? Maybe Dallas called timeout?
Dean, next week we need to bring you guys into the room before kickoff, and we'll get your mush play of the game so people can know who to captain in their lineups.
My mush play would have been Cooper, by the way, which would have worked out. At least as of right now, it would have worked out.
So it's not a real mush then.
Well, we'll see. There's still plenty of time. Oh, boy. This line is falling apart. We're going deep. Is that a catch? That's an incredible catch. And it was a pass interference, too, by Watkins. Wow.
Ooh, the line's down to minus 4,000.
Value.
So I can cash out now for only...
That was a really impressive catch.
Who caught it?
Watkins.
Oh, nice.
Down to 2,800. So now I could cash out for $200 essentially. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it.
What was your bet with Gray, Grant? What was
Under
your bet
4.5? Is that already gone?
Under 4.5? He's at 4 right now. He's on the mound, the bottom of the 5th. He might come out next inning though because Tiki bats 4th. So we'll see. Stay tuned. He's at 61 pitches. If he works hard here, 80 or so, they might give him the hook.
Got Quez in my flash draft. Looking pretty good after that one.
He was an option?
He was.
Who did you take him over?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It all blurs together after a while, Dean.
Yeah.
I'm currently in first in the 4th quarter one.
Hey.
Good news.
Still a lot of wood out there left, though, Dean. Or there, Grant.
Still a lot of wood. By the way, we have a proof of life on Zach Ertz. He is alive, and he just ran for like 25 yards. All right.
Who is?
Zach Ertz.
Ertz.
Nice.
That was a big run there for him. Well, he caught it. It was like a little dump off pass. All right, Philly, let's make this interesting. Come on.
So, Grant, it seems like it just kind of my novice sort of perspective on all of this. It seems like after maybe the halftime of these football games, the live betting becomes a little bit more selective, a little bit harder to find.
Not really. It's just because this game's been a blowout.
Mm.
We got a pass to, is that Sanders of the backfield? I've seen it, Sanders. Yeah. For nothing. Is this 4-down territory?
Yeah.
Like if it's like 4th and 12, they're going to kick the field goal, I suppose. But like you need touchdowns. They're down by 20.
I mean, they're not going for the field goal.
No, punt it.
It would look awesome, like punting the ball from the 20, like it would go up in the upper deck or something.
Just try and get it out of the stadium.
I mean, this game really isn't over.
No, that's why I'm saying if it was decent odds, I would have bet Philly like a 25-1. There goes Hurts up the middle. He scrambled for about 7 or 8 yards.
8 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's 3rd down and it's not 3rd and goal because they can get a first down to 1. But yeah, 3rd and 2 at the 3 or 4 yard line. It's obviously 4-down territory. Let's get there's Ertz wide open. There it is. There's an Ertz touchdown, boys.
Not only is he alive,
he's alive. He's
alive and kicking.
Nobody covered him as if he wasn't. Yeah, he was wide open over there. That was really strange. Just a complete blown coverage.
Well, Dean, you don't.
This is exciting.
You don't typically guard a corpse, so.
Well, it's kind of a pick. That's what happened. Yeah.
Is it? Did they call a?
No, they didn't call it. It was kind of like there's a little bit of a pick going on there. That's fine. We'll live.
All right, Dallas, only ahead by 13.
There we go. We got some Ertz, boys. I have Ertz in the captain. I don't know if that lineup's any good, but
what's his ownership? Captain Ertz.
I bet it's high. Well, I mean, if it's I'll tell you what it is. Hold on.
Do you know how to find that lineup?
Yeah. I got him in the. Yes, I do. I know. It's actually 1.2%.
Oh.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't the hard counts. This is the hard counts. 3 entry max, like $20 entry or something like that.
Oh, okay. 3 entry.
Ertz with Elliott and Ertz and Prescott and Lamb and Rieger
and a lot of other players.
Yeah. Like it looks like it could be good if other guys did stuff. But yeah.
Oh darn! The Dallas line dropped to minus 750 for a second. I still don't think I'd hit that.
Yeah,
minus 1100, so I could technically cash out now for a $1,000 loss.
Oh.
Only?
Yeah.
And what if you don't cash out?
I can lose $1,700. $1,707.
That hook.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just gonna roll with it. But I win $5,000 if Philly wins.
What's the odds now?
Minus 1100.
And Philly's like what, plus 550 or something like that?
You can get it at 980 certain places. This is where you can get like pretty drastic. This is where you need to be price shopping if you're trying to place a bet. If you think Philly's going to win, 650 at DraftKings, 800 at Barstool, 980 at Fanduel, not on the board at Caesars, 700 at
BetMGM.
At BetMGM, and it was just at 1,000 for Caesars.
I like 1,000. 10-1. I'll take Philly at 10-1.
Yeah, I would if those bets had gone through. I would absolutely be hammering it.
Yeah,
because if those bets would have gone through, I had. Let's see. I had $2,000. Yeah, it was when they were minus 140, so I had $2,000 to win 1,380. So I would have been pretty close to an arbitrage situation. No, $3,000 to win for 1,800, something like that. I would have been in a spot where, yeah, pretty much I could have just bet and been fine.
Ertz 2.2% captain in the Millie.
I don't play the Millie. Like,
what?
I mean, yeah.
You're not a fan of the payout structure and the. I feel like this is one of those things where I hear your spiel every day how much you don't want to play that contest.
I probably whine about it too much, but like it's for. I mean, I understand the purpose of it, and it's great for marketing, and it's cool that somebody can just sit on their couch and bet $10 or $20, whatever it is, and theoretically win $1 million. Of course, more likely chance depending on how goofy the lineup becomes, you're going to be splitting it with somebody. But like I get all that.
Well, you say whining, but it's practicality, right? You're being pragmatic about it.
Yeah, I mean, I was joking about bankroll management before, but like for real, like that's a bad contest to play.
Go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
If you're bankroll management conscious, but like I'm not. It's like, what's your goal? Like I'm not here to discourage it. If your goal is just to like watch the game and chip in a chair and just you have this like lottery ticket, whatever, man, enjoy yourself. I don't want to discourage that.
Sure.
But at the same time, I think you have to be like, realistic. You're probably not going to win. You're much more likely to lose that contest than you are to lose. The Yahoo contest. That's what their big contest is like 175,000, 195,000, 175, and like 15,000 the first.
That's like for that's for the single game, or is that for
tonight? That was tonight's game, which is less than like 8.8% or something like that. The first place. I mean, I love it. And that's why
was that
I'm entering it.
The $10? Is that one?
Yeah. It was $10.
I have one in that actually. I was doing the premium show this morning with Chop and Big T.
How did that go? Yeah, it was fun. I gave it a listen. Well, I was making some lineups earlier, and I wanted to hear. It's just fun. It's fun hearing their banter back and forth. I enjoy listening to their conversation.
I think they were on a Dak fade for the most part, so that worked out, I think.
Well, Dak just threw it deep, and it's a catch to land. Well, not too deep, like 20 yards.
15.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. On a play action, too, and there was some pressure coming at him. He snuck out of it somehow.
Jeffrey, interesting note in chat. The Millie Maker winner has had less than 10 lineups every time this year.
Wow.
People not max entering are winning that. Honestly, I would rather that. I would rather see somebody that's not max entering, just throwing a couple in there. One of them goes crazy.
Oh, I mean, that's a cool story. Sure. But like they have to be splitting it, right? Or has the millionaire winner been a solo ship every single time?
I would.
If so, that's really impressive.
Yeah, that seems hard pressed. I doubt solo win, but we'll see if Jeffrey in chat knows. Welcome back, Grant.
Seems like Dallas is driving like a bunch of a-holes.
A little bit. I mean, Dak just did a weird keeper, but
How do you really feel?
Well, they're not even passing to Cooper, so I'm just screwed.
I told you at the top that Cooper was like...
Dean, no one cares what you say. You tell me that a lot, and you're wrong a lot. You can tell I can flip a coin a bunch of times, and you can tell me I told you to bet heads. It doesn't matter.
Tails is due, man.
Tails is due. Oh God, it hurts.
I need them to 3 and out here.
Well, 3rd and 11. You're alive for that.
Yep.
Although, if you want to get all technical, it wouldn't be 3 and out because
I don't care, Dean. I don't care. No one cares about technicality. We get the gist of it. You son of a biscuit.
Grant, you're treating me as if I'm like a Caesars employee. You're angry at me right now.
I am very frustrated.
Dean, how dare you take away my Dallas bets?
I did not do anything to you, Grant.
Very angry at them.
Well, you're deflecting. It's not a 3 and out, but Dallas will be playing the ball. There was a nice blitz there. They got a sack. That was a nice call. Hopefully Dak's okay. But this game could be interesting really quickly.
Let's just take a moment because this is something that hit me hard after having last season where Dak went down with that really gruesome injury.
Yeah.
Seeing him out here, still playing, still kicking it, it looks great. I love seeing it.
Yeah.
Which is why, they're up by 2 touchdowns. What are they doing calling that play where he's a design quarterback run? Oh, did they block that? No, it was close, though.
Because that was ugly last year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anytime you see that kind of stuff, it's awful.
Yeah.
Not forget DFS and all that.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just
how it affects you monetarily.
The reality of it hits you quick. It's oh my God, these guys can really get hurt out here.
Oh yeah.
Devin, is going to be a problem if I throw down my green screen?
I suppose no. Is it a drastic issue for you?
I mean, I can't see the game, and I'm to the point where I want to relax. Is there anything?
That's hilarious.
Note in my nope.
All right.
I can't see the game, so I guess I should have it up on my other screen. I'm always scrambling right before Monday Night Football.
Are you at a desk right now? Do you have a side monitor?
Yes, I have multiple side monitors and I have multiple laptops open.
He's currently in a dark dungeon with nothing but screens around him.
Reality check from Fanduel. You have wagered $0 in the last 30 minutes. This alert is to help you play responsibly. You can even do more to
I was expecting it to go the other way. You have been.
I mean, if Caesars did it, if they would have gone by an hour, then.
You just want to make sure everything's okay.
This Millie Maker winner with less than 10 lineups every time. That's the Sunday, not Showdown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that. And that one's not as bad. It's not as egregious. It's what, 4.5, 3.5 million, depending as far as the pool. So it's not as bad.
Name a word that's used more in the fantasy sports sphere than egregious.
Fade. Chalk.
I suppose, yeah.
You want to
hit me with some vocabulary here, yeah, maybe.
Well, let's see. A word that the way people describe absurd. I think absurd is one that comes up a lot.
That's a person. I feel like personality based for those, but egregious. That one's just. I feel like that one's hit all the time.
Yeah. What's Grant's go-to adjective? When you think of Grant, what's the word?
F you.
Son of a biscuit.
Those are not adjectives. Not a math man.
No. I heard adjectives.
No, those were
in
letters.
Red phrases.
Those were letters.
You just said you're going to relax and calm down if you put your green screen down, and this is you relaxed.
I'm obviously not relaxed. I'm tilting.
Yeah, I know.
Derek in chat, line instead of lineup for sure.
Who does that? I don't do that. Who does that?
Burn it with fire.
Who says lines? I see people get angry about that on Twitter, but I don't know anybody that actually verbally says lines.
I've only ever seen it ironically used. Maybe it's in circles that I'm not a part of.
That's what I'm thinking too, because I don't know. I can't think of anybody that I'm aware of that uses lines. I got 17 lines in this game.
Intentionally.
I mean, I suppose you can use it sarcastically.
Right.
I don't know who does that, but it's wrong. I agree.
I mean, it's wrong.
Yeah, it's
It's
infuriating.
objectively wrong. It's objectively wrong, but I just don't know who says that.
All right. Let's
3rd and 11. Big
Yeah,
first down
We're
here.
not gonna get this.
Ah, jeez. Good defensive play there.
All right. Let's do one more flash draft if we're able to.
Sounds great to me. Sounds absolutely wonderful. Stupendous.
Are they still available?
I'm wondering because it looks like
I don't think so.
It looks like it locked. So hang on, let me see. Yeah, we might have lost our chance.
That was catchable, but that was still a good defensive play. That's a bummer.
Streets, Oki in chat. Streets for DFS terms.
Yeah. Okay.
That's maybe not as like offensive as lines or
Wait, what was it?
Streets.
Streets.
The
as
DFS
a
streets.
Play,
Oh.
in the DFS streets. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is there? It's got to be more. I'm sure. Again, I don't know. I just hear people complaining about lines. Is that like a real thing, or is like people just like to create? What is that? The straw man? Is that what they call it? Is that something that actually exists?
Oh, great. They left Josiah Gray in. Son of a biscuit.
Grant's not having a good night.
Apparently not. Plus,
Sorry,
I'm
man.
losing $60 on Yahoo.
All
boy.
of that.
Yes, with no Zeke.
And Cooper just got a pass.
Ooh.
Ugh. Like 13 yards, give or take.
I need him to get like 1 yard passes. Or if this game isn't going to come close, if Cooper hits, then I think I kind of break even for the night.
Dude, you know how I mentioned Elvis Andrews and the reliever Presley and Elvis Presley?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're listening in. This is how I gotta turn my locations off or whatever. Elvis Presley just followed me on Twitter, like literally just right a second ago. Like not
right.
I imagine not the Elvis, but it says Elvis Presley followed you.
Says current location, like Mars. He's not dead. He just went home.
Peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Name that line.
We say it again.
He's not dead. He just went home.
Oh, he's not dead. He just went home.
I'll give you a hint. It's not Rush Hour.
I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking Lebowski. But
nope.
Grant?
Mike Wazowski?
No, Big Lebowski.
Mike Wazowski?
Who's Mike Wazowski?
For Monsters Inc., you dum-dum.
I don't watch Monsters.
That's
I'm not 12.
It's like 4 or 5 for Dum Dum counter for the show so far.
It's
Yeah,
not
you
Steve.
dum-dum.
Hey, somebody says there's a flash draft. Let's see if we can get that.
I didn't see it.
Look at that. They added one. 10 seconds. Get in quick.
Grant's quoting Monsters Inc. How do I get
It's
in
not
this
showing
thing?
up for me.
I don't have it.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
in.
there we go.
I'm in.
Oh, gosh. I was about to get in, and then the little banner popped up. Join this flash draft. I was trying. You son of a bitch.
Derek in chat nailed it. Men in Black.
Oh,
Come,
yeah.
Men in Black.
I told you it wasn't Rush Hour. Like, what else do you want from me?
Well, that I should have known. Obviously, if it's not Rush
If it's
Hour,
not Rush
gotta be Men in
Hour, it's
Black.
Men in Black, clearly.
I didn't like Men in Black, and like a friend of mine
What?
went out of his way to highly recommend it and like say how amazing it was, and I was like, this can't possibly be good.
That has to be an unpopular opinion, Dean.
Well,
It is.
it's fine, but it's like not.
We
special.
literally went through this last week. Men in Black
It's
has
okay.
one of the highest Rotten Tomato ratings in history.
It's fine. It's okay. Like it's not terrible, but it's fine.
And that's not just by people. That's by the critics.
I just remember the
It
reason
has
why.
a 92% by the critics.
Don't you
That's
always
better
go
than
for-
most
It's
of
okay,
Dean's
yeah.
favorites movies?
Have you not figured out? I'm not a big fan of like action and like that kind of style of movie. It's just
Have I not
generally
figured out that you have horrible taste in movies?
I think we have figured that part out.
No, that's not. No, Devin. It's not true.
Being a real
Oh,
dumb
man.
stupid head.
What?
A real
I
dumb
think
stupid
we'll
head.
count that. That's like 5 or 6 so far.
Yeah, smash the over.
Yeah, I control the over. I bet the over. So
I
can
control
it.
the over. I am the over.
I feel like it's kind of a suspicious line.
Yeah.
Well, there goes the only flash draft that none of you were in.
Defender,
So my friend who had just got out of a relationship at the time, and he saw like a brand new girl that night, and that was the reason why. Like he was in a good mood. He was just happy. It was a relationship that wasn't going well, and he saw Men in Black in the theaters, and he raved about how good it was. He was just in a good personal mindset, which is what translated to his review. And
that'll happen.
How dare you attribute the beauty that is Men in Black to a
What do
circumstantial...
you think about the 90 or so critics that thought that Men in Black was
just
great?
got in a brand new
were they all
too.
on bounce backs too? Like they were all just having a swell night after a dinner and a movie.
A smash hit at the box office?
Oh yeah.
Is that why when it came out to VHS
box
and DVD,
office,
it crushed?
Box office translates to good, like automatically?
Most of the time, yeah.
So you think Nickelback's the greatest band of all time because they sold 1 billion records?
We've been through this. You know I love Nickelback.
Just wanted you to admit this publicly one more time.
Just get it on tape again.
Trap was set. Can we have that as a drop, Devin?
That was pretty much the Twitter equivalent of the this is my profits. Let that trap. Just wait. Oh, he's about to step in it.
Creed, you love Creed? They're amazing.
Oh God.
Can you take me higher? Great band. It's on live.
Just because you make X number of dollars doesn't necessarily mean you're distinctly better than the people that are making less dollars. As far as selling albums and things like that. But there's marketing.
Why is
machines.
Garrett Hampson trying to bunt? I am tilted.
Oh, what else did you wager tonight, Grant? Anything else?
Nothing that's probably winning. Let's see. I got the Eagles +3. I got multiple same game parlays that unless Dak decides, hey, I'm going to throw the ball a lot, aren't going to hit.
Well, this seems like the perfect opportunity for him to get into a passing mindset, right?
Yeah, no, it really does, doesn't it?
Did you bet the day
Dak
games?
and Jalen Hurts to get over 500 yards. That'll probably passing yards that could easily hit.
500? That's they're at 407 combined right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Nope.
I would have loved that earlier. That's a live bet, or is that something you're locked in on? Before the game, I would have smashed that.
That was before the game.
Wow.
I think it might have been a boost though, so it's probably not. Yeah, it's for $25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a boost.
It still might not get there.
I have one same game parlay that who scored the touchdown for Philly?
Ertz.
Okay, so I need if Smith gets a touchdown, then that one hits.
I wouldn't
that
mind.
One's plus 590.
I'll take a Smith touchdown.
I'll take that too.
I will also take that.
Waiter.
I'm currently in 1490 on Yahoo, out 1407. All right. Take it.
It's pretty good, right?
In 975 on Fanduel, out 835. I don't even know what I'm doing in DK because I got the stupid best ball stuff. And...
It's best balls and flash drafts and flash balls and best drafts. I don't know.
I think I'm winning on DK. My cash lineup I think is doing well. I did play some cash today.
With my flash drafts on DK, 232 in, 531 out.
My cash lineup was Prescott, Hurts, Lamb, Smith, Jarwin, and Ertz.
Dean, you played cash on a showdown slate?
I would usually besmirch that, but I think there's an edge to it because some people just don't know what they're doing. And that's of course, it's goofy things happen, small samples and one play, but I think there's a right way to play it. And I think I did pretty. I think my life's pretty good.
There are very few things I can think of that I want to do less than play cash on a showdown slate.
I completely get it. I totally understand.
That you talk about the unsexy play. That is the unsexiest of plays.
But I'm in for not a huge amount of money. Is that a possible? No, I was gonna follow that. First down for Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that first and goal? Was it the 10 or so? Yeah. First and goal to 10.
Philly 10.
But yeah, it's not. I'm not in for a ton of my bankroll, but Sometimes it's just for a salvage thing. If like everything goes awry, at least I want some cash.
I should give some perspective. I played a little bit of cash for NBA, but other than that, most of my, like literally all of my play is GPP. So really cash in general doesn't sound very appealing, but one game showdown cash sounds even more unappealing.
What was this? You guys watching this? What was that play? Like, seemed like half the guys were playing, half weren't. It was very odd. Some of the Dallas guys wanted a block and some weren't. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Cooper thought it was supposed to be a screen.
It was a broken play, it looks like.
Yeah.
Goofy things happen is on Dean's list of most said things.
Yeah, that is something I will say.
It's
a quick and concise way of just saying, like, variance or whatever nonsense.
If the conversation of DFS terms and terminology was isolated to just what Dean says, yes. Goofy things happen would definitely be on there.
We get a Dak touchdown here? Oh, boy.
Oh, nope. My God. Oh, my God. Give me that Dak TD.
Yeah, that's not happening. Well, it's 3rd and goal. And also, they're up 13, so if they get a field goal, they're going to be conservative. 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions ties them, so they're they're probably going to be a little bit conservative. But I don't know if they should be, but, he's not going to throw the ball in a spot where it might get picked or whatever.
Yeah. They'll just kick the field goal.
What's that? Let him just kick the field goal, you said?
They'll just kick the field goal.
Oh, they got a free play. Looks like they jump off sides.
Really?
Dump off to Zeke to the 5. They're gonna take the penalty and do it again from the 5. Third and goal from the 5. I assume that's what happened there.
Dean, BJ and chat brings up a good point. I'm not here tomorrow, so you're gonna have to make sure you do that DK Cash overview for him.
Where on the baseball show?
Yeah, for Grinders Live. You're on tomorrow, right?
I assume so. I haven't looked, but I would assume so. Yeah, and I'm guessing it's probably like a full slate. It's weird. Like, yeah, today Mondays I always write for the expert survey, and like we didn't do an expert survey.
Easy day, yeah.
I sent a note. I'm like, there's 2 games. Like, are we really doing an expert survey? It's like, yeah, didn't do that today. 3rd and
tomorrow.
Goal. Oh. Devin, you almost got it. Dak ran to the 2.
Oh.
And they're 100% going to kick the field goal. Like, I really think they kick the field goal here.
Just do a
maybe they won't.
A fake.
I think they're kicking the field goal. Well, no, they're staying on. Maybe they'll try to draw. They might try to draw them off sides.
Why? So they get an extra half yard?
That's a good point. Well,
I'm surprised we didn't get another dum-dum there.
They got a touchdown. That's game. Great.
Who got it?
Not Elliott. Elliott's on the other side of the field. Dak's going to throw it to, is that Lamb? Wilson. Oh, no.
Cedric.
Don't let Water Wilson. Got some. This is the point where I start looking like, what combination do I have? I don't think I have a ton of Wilson, but.
Well, Dak, you could have just as easily ran that one in.
Let's see how Josiah Gray's doing. Oh, he might get yanked.
Yeah.
Get him yanked. Get him yanked. That'll win me back a G.
Yeah, he's got a 3-0 count, and these are 83 pitches, and first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, he walked Blackman.
You got a G on the under and 4.5?
Yeah, close to it. I have like 900 at plus 105.
There's a walk again. He's got CJ Crone. Crone has got a lot of power, but he will strike out. But I just jumped up a little bit on Fanduel. There we go. Hey. Wilson's touchdown was good. I'm actually profitable, not just Twitter profitable. I'm profitable.
Twitter profitable. That should be the qualifier from now on.
They might hook him. Back-to-back walks, and he's had 85 pitches.
Yeah, they just had a mound visit, so.
Get him out.
Let's see. Let me open up my MLB TV. Now it's rock. Dean.
Yeah.
Open MLB TV and let me know if they're yanking him.
Well, Jesus, I don't know if I can have 2 streams at once, but I can see.
Yeah, this is classic.
Nope,
when
they're not yanking
Dean
him.
crashes.
They're not yanking him?
No.
No. I can give you my first. This is probably his last hitter. He's 1-0 on Crone right now. I don't partake in this stuff. I will, like when I can, sports gamble legally. But this has got to be like the craziest of sweats, right? When it's just one strikeout.
It's terrible. It's been like that for an inning.
Just pop up, do anything.
If you're watching the dots, you're just hoping for blue. All that matters is blue. You don't want to see any other color but green or blue.
In play, you need in play, right? In play out, in play hits, in play whatever.
Yeah.
In play runs, right?
I was gonna say red would be bad, right?
That's the way plate IQ works, at least. I don't know. I don't watch the dots. I actually watch the games. I put the quad box up.
Outs.
Dean, the dots are underrated.
Well, I have the dots up. Sometimes there's like 15 games going on, and sometimes there's some overlap. Obviously, not all start at the same time, but you have to shuffle the games in and out as far as who gets in the feature box, who gets on the TV. It's a whole thing. It's a big production. Crone flew out for what it's worth, and now McMahon's up there. I'm not sure if they just needed some time to warm up the pen, but he's at 87 pitches.
Yeah, I mean, they'll let him go 100. He was pitching well, but I mean, with the bases loaded.
You need a double play ball.
That would be great. If I see in play outs now, I'm going to be very happy.
Yeah, get a double play ball, and he's gone.
Oh, gosh. Do we have to stay and watch this entire Monday Night Football game? I don't think there's any betting to go on anymore.
Derek in chat says, next time Dean and Grant make a beer bet, Grant should have chug a dog beer? What's a dog beer? Red Dog?
Know.
Is Red Dog still? Is that a reference to Red Dog?
Seems like it would be something else.
Omar has an interesting question.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Derek?
Yeah, follow up. What's the dog beer?
I think it's like a Red Dog reference. Is Red Dog still being made? Is that still in the production? Or is that gone the way of
it's companies that are making beer for dogs.
Oh. Is it a profitable thing? It's charity gets, it's a charity of some sort?
Probably not. Probably just some beverages
There's
for your dogs.
There's a dog brew by Bush.
Beef broth, basically.
Oh.
Just gonna drink a big thing of beef, condensed beef.
I want to support the dogs, but I don't want to drink Bush Light or whatever. I'll just kind of donate a few bucks.
I don't think this is Bush Light. I think this is like Stouffer's Light.
Oh, yeah. Is this a Stouffer? I thought Stouffer's does stuffing.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Oh.
Man, I love stuffing.
Shocker.
Stuffing's delicious.
Thanksgiving food kind of sucks, right? We can concede that it kind of sucks.
No, it's all things I love.
You love cranberry?
Yeah, on a Thanksgiving sandwich is fantastic. In play runs. Oh yeah, yank him.
Can you make a drop out of that one too, Devin?
I mean, with the voice too. Hey, he had to corral it. I mean,
I'm not judging, but
I thought this was a family show.
Oh boy.
I need a Hurts 50-yard run.
We're already at third down, and we have an injury in the offensive line here for Philadelphia.
Great. This is great. Everything's great. Life is great, Dean.
Grant's over there do we really have to sit here and watch the rest of this?
And McMahon cleaned the bases. Gray's got to be gone. That's got to be it.
Yeah.
Basically on double.
Yeah, Devin, you need to help me figure out a screen.
Oh, it's meant for the dogs, actually for dogs to drink.
Yes, it's made with bone broth.
There's dog beer? People love their dogs, man. They love to pamper their dogs.
Welcome to the thing we've been talking about.
You got the MLB TV open? Are they yanking Gray?
Hold on. I can open it up.
You're going to watch him yank Gray?
Go turn to the channel where they're yanking
See if they're yanking him. They're yanking him good, right? Is he finished? Did he finish?
Well, I'll tell you in a second. What you want to see is the commercial scene. And yeah, it says MLB.TV commercial break in progress. So that means he's been yanked.
It's not just a mound visit?
No, they wouldn't go to commercial on a mound visit. He's been yanked.
All right, so I did not lose that much money today.
Well, good.
Turkey good, gravy good, potatoes good. Mashed potatoes. I'm not on team mashed potatoes.
Oh,
do you know that song? Do the mashed potato? No, I'm not doing the mashed potato.
Do the mashed potato.
So basically, just anything that tastes good, you're not into it. right?
I'm not into
is
mashed
that
potatoes,
what
man.
we're gathering over the past couple of
No,
weeks?
no. Turkey's like okay. It's fine.
I'm not even talking about just
Turkey's
Thanksgiving.
better than chicken.
But okay, that's wrong. And secondly, turkey's best from like the deli, like the sliced turkey. That's the turkey we're talking to. Right?
No, like so. There's a big thing.
Not like the bone,
Turkey
like you're
by
carrying around
itself
like a...
is terrible. Turkey with good gravy is fantastic. Like Thanksgiving food is trash without gravy.
Oh, so you got to dress it up.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of things. Like I'm not a huge fan of Chick-fil-A sandwiches unless I have their sauce. Like there's a lot of things that I'm a big sauce guy. Sauce makes or breaks things for me.
I'll agree.
Every
there.
single food I eat is really just a conduit for me to eat sauce.
It's a serving.
That's the point I'm making. Is like the food it can't stand on its own, and you're praising it, but it's getting all the credit. Well, the credit.
You're
is due to the
assuming
sauce.
that gravy isn't included in all of this. It 100% in.
You can put
Gravy is a staple.
You can put gravy in anything, though. It doesn't have to be Thanksgiving food.
Yes, well, this is what it goes best with. You can put ranch on anything, but it doesn't mean I want to eat.
Oh,
I don't know. Give me something weird that ranch would be in.
anything. Ranch and anything is a deal breaker for me.
Grilled cheese.
I'd eat ranch on grilled cheese.
Oh, I don't hate ranch, but I would never touch a grilled cheese with it.
I would dip a grilled cheese in tomato soup. By the way, the only time I ever use it is dipping grilled cheese in.
Oh yeah, well that's
Did
much,
you guys see
that's
that
much
pizza?
better.
Did you see that pizza that was going around on Twitter the other day? Like a pickle pizza. It's like pickles on it as a
I saw
topping and
this,
ranch,
yeah.
like drizzled ranch. Like get out of town.
I mean, ranch on pizza is actually pretty solid. Like,
Oh.
it also depends on what. Like,
First
I'm
down.
a big fan of a buffalo chicken pizza with ranch, like dipping it in ranch.
Yeah.
I mean, we're slowly meandering our way towards something that I like, but the early suggestions were way off the board.
We perfected the pizza. What are we doing? We already perfected it. Stop. Like you're with the pickles and the ranch. It's perfect already.
Grant, the Polynesian sauce, that's what you're talking about with Chick-fil-A, right?
I love that, and I love the Chick-fil-A sauce,
Oh,
and
okay.
I like their buffalo sauce. Their buffalo sauce is solid. Like I'm a sauce fiend when it comes to Chick-fil-A. I ask for all of them.
Derek says he knew a woman who ate ranch on spaghetti once,
Oh wow.
which that's real.
I'm not surprised by that.
Like that's the base. It's not like a red sauce. It's a ranch sauce.
I would assume, yeah, it's a white sauce.
Devin, if you were to guess, like Family Feud board, where was this woman from? What state is she located?
Oh, dear.
Iowa.
Not California, I'm gonna say.
I mean, which state has the highest like serial killer percentage?
I don't know.
Psychopath percentages.
I gotta know where this woman's from. That seems like a Southern thing, right? It feels like a Southern thing.
I felt you digging for that part, yeah.
Well, that's why I teed it up for you.
Hey, Devin.
You're from the South.
They don't wear shoes in Alabama, right, Devin? Oh, no, she added ranch to the red sauce. Okay. So it's more like a vodka sauce, if you can call it that.
Illinois. I would not have guessed Illinois. She's from Illinois. Southern Illinois.
Southern
Does that mean
Illinois.
not Chicago? Southern Illinois is like Indiana, isn't it? Is that's where Cards
I feel
lives,
like you
right?
would have said Chicago if it were
Yeah.
Chicago.
I think Southern Illinois is basically Indiana. I'm fairly certain, but I've not spent a lot of time there.
Fettuccine ranch. Oh. That's something.
That's not for me, man. I just give me the red sauce. It's fine.
It's like I like all those words, but not together.
We have a bit of a drive here to some degree. Oh, that's a 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 15 now.
And when you actually create a spreadsheet and track it as you're betting throughout the course of the entire month, it is way more stressful than just throwing out large amounts of money and then figuring out at the end of each week.
You mean like staying on tabs? Keeping tabs with everything is more stressful?
Yeah. No, I have exactly how much I've wagered every single day.
I wish I knew that, actually. I think that's probably smart. I don't do that, but I probably should.
I just started doing it. It is.
Do you have a TED Talk where you can show me how to do this?
I mean, I can send you over an exact thing, but it's more for bets than it is for DFS.
Yeah.
I had to do it for draft because there was never showing like how much I had in play. So I had to edit like It was a pain.
Do you miss draft? You used to wager like hundreds of
I
thousands of dollars.
miss draft.
I used to play on average $6,000 a day.
Whew. You were probably one of the highest volume users in that site or that app.
That was number 2, I think, apparently.
Wow. Do you feel comfortable naming the number 1?
I don't know them. Like I just like I looked. You could see their overall career winnings at one point. There was one guy that was ahead of me, and I think there was one other one who
username was DFS_almanac.
I would play it, and I would like actually pick by hand, like a a caveman.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun doing those draft shows where we would play. I think it was the baseball ones where we do a snake draft.
Is there a site is it Underdog doing that now? Can you wager? Is there a weekly like DFS drafts? Does DK do that? I feel like somebody does that, and I just don't do it, but I probably should.
I haven't looked.
I've not played Underdog yet. I know people love it. I've heard good things, but I've not played there just yet. But I think there's edges to that.
With my
especially when there's like news out there that people aren't really aware of or factoring in.
With my aforementioned aversion to best ball, I have not dabbled much on Underdog either.
Yeah. I guess there's no penalty there. 4th and 8 or 9 or something. I assume they're going to go for it here. Kind of have to.
Punt it.
Yeah, they're on their own 43. Even if they give up a field goal, they're still only down by 3 touchdowns. Some 2-point conversions. 8 minutes to go. You got to go. It's not even a conversation. 4th and 9.
Yeah, I think Omar in chat's getting to the same thing you were talking about, Dean. How do other sites not have these snake drafts?
Yeah. Oh, there's already a hold, and there's a sack. Jesus.
So, assuming that Dallas wins, I just did my spreadsheet.
Assuming Dallas wins?
Assuming Dallas wins.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Did
Let's
they
not make any assumptions.
No, they turned it over and
here,
down.
Dean.
So I assume his hold was in the offense. Yeah. They lost 10 yards and a sack. And
assuming Dallas wins, between today and yesterday, I've wagered $30,000. Do you know how much I've lost?
Like as far at net or like how much you lost?
My net.
I would say you lost $76.
$2.86. It's always funny when it lands like that.
That's pretty wild, actually. But that's
how
why.
was your DFS week, by the way?
Oh god, I can't believe I didn't talk. Yeah, no. Were you watching the Raiders game in overtime?
I was aware of it. Yeah.
Well, that drop Waller had in the end zone cost me $60,000.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, I got ninth and
Super
like 6th on Super Draft, and that was the only one with Waller. And if he would have caught that, I would have won both and gotten 5th in the other big one. So it was like,
what's up top? 100K? What's their big contest?
50K in one, 10K in the other, and then 15 I would have gotten 3rd also. So I would have gotten like 15 for that one. So yeah, it was literally a $60,000 swing when he dropped that.
Wow, that's brutal for sure.
I feel like anytime I'm in that situation where I think what would have happened if that had, if that ball had gotten caught, if that goal had been made, that just feels like an exercise in self-inflicted pain.
Well, like it's a little bit tougher.
Yeah,
Devin, it's a little bit tougher when it's the last game of the day in overtime, the only thing going, and I'm down by like 9 points.
Yeah, I mean, you can reason it to yourself and say like, "Oh, if that game was at 1 o'clock, and like, the last game was like Buffalo, it's totally different." But like, that's obviously it's hard to,
Yeah, this one definitively, no one in front of me with Waller. Waller's a 1.3x multiplier. I'm down by 10, I think.
We got another tight end. I think that's Dallas Schultz, 2 touchdowns. So Schultz and Elliott.
God.
Schultz got his 2nd touchdown. I do not have Schultz in captain, but I have some Schultz, I believe.
I'll be right back. I gotta blow my nose, guys.
Sure thing. Grant, you have yourself some Schultz?
I do not. No, I only played 6 lineups because I didn't care.
I got Jarwin. It's close to Schultz. Let me see if I know I had some Schultz. Yeah. That's not going to do it.
Gosh. You know, the sad thing is,
What's that?
like, all my losses in gambling have been from football because I made like $3,000 on baseball between today and yesterday.
What'd you have yesterday?
I had one of the worst lines I've ever seen. Shane Baz against the Marlins.
Oh, Baz is the nuts.
Over 3.5 strikeouts was the line.
What?
Yeah, I hit it, and then I
that?
called every person I knew with a DraftKings account to throw money onto there.
You didn't call me.
You don't have a sportsbook account.
You could have just taunted me, though. You know, Shane Baz was on my season-long winning team. He closed the door for me.
This was also probably before you were awake. It was like...
Oh, no, I was on top of it.
You were awake at 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday?
Oh, is that when you saw it? Never mind. I was...
Yeah.
Well, 6 o'clock for you. I guess it was... No, I was up early Sunday, actually.
No, I'm 6 o'clock your time Sunday.
No, I was sleeping. I woke up... Yeah, I went to sleep.
I don't think they took the
4.
line down until like 8.
That's amazing.
What was
How much
the
you
score?
get on it?
I did some round robins and things, and I got, like, for some reason, I don't know why DK let me bet so much, but I got 1,500 just straight up right at the beginning. I couldn't believe it. For some reason, DK, I think it's because I've done so much live betting on their site, like, they still give me a decent limit. I mean, nice thing is, let's see. Wait, what? Oh, that's it. So Caesars, the nice thing is I've lost $7,000 on Caesars during this show, during these shows. Like, granted, I won like a bunch of money. I'm like, between these shows, I'm now with this $1,700 loss, I'm up like $10 on these shows. Fantastic.
Now you can
But-
retire.
But on Caesars, I've now played 35,000
Yeah.
on Caesars on live betting and lost $7,000. So because of that, they're never going to decrease my lines.
Hey, are they going to pull Hurts, by the way? Are they going to let him play? They're down by
hope so.
27 with 7 minutes to go. They might give him one more drive here, right? I mean, he's getting crushed, too. Like, they're running – the line's terrible.
I need like 30 more passing yards from him for one thing. I need 20 more rushing yards from him for another thing. And I need one more passing yard with him for another thing.
He probably
assuming
shouldn't
all
come
those
back
have
out.
lost.
Like, the game's over, but, like, I hope he plays another selfishly. But they probably there's really very little upside here.
Why are we even still on this show anymore? I'm serious. There's no real betting going on anymore.
Well,
Is anyone watching?
Yeah, there's always people watching.
I'll be watching. I liked it. I gave us a 34th like. Good for us. Guys, like, if you've listened this long, there are 40 people watching right now.
There you go.
If you're still watching and you haven't liked, bad you. Bad.
Bad you.
They could have watched LeBron was on with the Manning brothers tonight. That's who we're competing against. LeBron was on. The Manning brothers run like a show similar. Well, I mean, I haven't watched it before, but it's just like a hangout, I think. They just kind of watch the game and chat.
So you're telling me they took our idea?
So
Have you ever had Kachava before?
LeBron was our number one option. Then we said, LeBron's not available. Let's call James McCool. Let's see if he's available. And he was James was available, which is great. What were you asking there, Grant?
It's more to Devin. Have you ever had Kachava?
I haven't, but I've heard good things.
It's a meal replacement.
A little powdered drink.
Oh, I've seen this on YouTube. Like it's one of the commercials I see sometimes.
It's a sponsored ad read on a podcast that I listen to called "You Made It Weird" with Pete Holmes.
Oh, I love Pete Holmes. His show Crashing on HBO was awesome.
I never watched it when it was on, and I feel so bad about it.
It's such a blast. It's so much fun to watch. And like if you like stand up, like I love stand up, and there's some like really amazing like just like it's kind of realistic too. I don't want to give anything away, but if you like that kind of world, is that Ertz again? Yeah, Crashing was a lot of fun. Only 2 seasons, and I was bummed actually. I'm not sure if being sarcastic or not, but I was kind of bummed when they canceled it.
Yeah, I remember because I was listening to the podcast pretty regularly. Whenever I was doing, or whenever I was listening to it, it was when he was creating that show, right? It was in the middle of production. And so I remember he would start the episodes with please God, watch it live. We need the numbers for the live. And then it was like as it was getting canceled, it was just like, oh, this is so sad to hear.
Jordan in the chat saying you don't use ad block on. Yeah, I don't. I had that like on my old laptop, but I have not got on the new one. And do you guys use ad block on YouTube, or you pay like the YouTube fee or something? Is that something I should be doing?
Why isn't Kachava on Amazon?
I am very selective about the services I will pay money for, and that is not
such
one.
As what is one that you would pay money for? Like Netflix, Hulu?
Yeah. I mean, I'll pay for those. Yeah.
Serious?
$60? No, I don't want to pay $60 for 15 drinks.
I feel like Kachava like makes you like don't make any plans after you have Kachava. I feel like you gotta be home.
No driving heavy vehicles.
I mean, there's only 9 grams of fiber.
Oh, I saw like I just feel like it was something that's going to go right through you, but maybe I'm.
Yeah, it does have a decent amount of magnesium.
That's not a part of the read, by the way. This is not. They don't sponsor the show.
That would definitely be left off the read.
It's in the fine print. Like if you really want to like look it up. But
I might end up buying. So I have to become less of a fat piece of shite.
Well, there's other ways to do it than Kachava, right?
I mean, so my biggest thing is what I've been doing a ton of is smoothies.
Mm-hmm.
And like not the unhealthy kind.
Yeah,
like
but there's still smoothies can be sneaky unhealthy. Like
I make them myself. Like my main thing every single day I throw an avocado in one.
Throw some flaxseed in there too.
What else?
I have chia seeds.
Build your smoothie. What is it? It's not an avocado base. What's the base?
6 ounces of raspberries, entire avocado, non-fat, high-protein Greek yogurt, chia seeds, 3 ounces of spinach, and a scoop of protein powder.
It tastes good?
It doesn't taste bad. Like the main thing is the raspberry. Like the protein powder gives it a nice little chocolate taste. I love avocados.
Yeah.
Chia seeds are essentially tasteless. The Greek yogurt just makes it a little creamier. Honestly, looking at the nutrition of it, I'm a terribly unhealthy person generally. Just based off of one of those, like I'm getting everything that I realistically need for the day.
Yeah. And you're not hungry until like 4, 5, 6 hours later?
I mean, I a lot of times it's not the first thing I generally wake up, I eat 3 eggs, slice of wheat toast. No, over easy.
Just straight crack right into your mouth.
Yeah, and a slice of wheat toast and maybe a little bit of almond butter. Then I eat my smoothie, and then generally for dinner I have some form of protein, chicken breast or tri-tip.
Are you on a wedding diet of some sort? You're trying to get in the wedding shape?
I mean, that's part of it, but honestly, like
life also, like it's important just beyond the wedding.
I don't know what it is, but like I don't know if there's something wrong with my heart or if it's like I think it's because my life changed drastically, but I like couldn't get off the couch for like 4 days. They go in and test me for everything. Like, yeah, everything's fine. Probably just having anxiety attacks. I'm like, great. That's fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I was hoping it was COVID.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, you had that scare for a few days. I remember a while back.
Oh no, that was a separate. Then I also like there was like twice where I thought I had COVID. The second time, I think that I probably actually had COVID. Yes. That was something different. That was like runny nose, cough, sore throat. Like I'm like, well, I'm not leaving my house for the next 7 days anyways. There's no point in me getting tested. Like as long as things don't go bad, I don't need to waste a test.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I'm fairly certain I had COVID. The first time I thought I had COVID, but first and 30, how many penalties are
they got 20
getting?
yards on first and 30, and they just hit the first down, which I believe, I think that's Ertz. They're going to get a nonsense touchdown that's going to affect a lot of things.
Well, Nito, I made $25 because they combined for over 500 yards.
There you go.
So now I need a Smith touchdown.
We're making money, I think.
Let's get a Watkins touchdown.
There's a catch too. Is that Watkins? Can't see who that was. Oh, no, that's the rookie running back, I think, who just caught that ball. Yeah, Gainwell.
Yeah, thank goodness we did those flash drafts.
I have no idea if I won or lost, or if like it took money out of my account or not.
Or if it's best ball, or I can't see any of it.
Man, this is weird. I think this is my first. I have 3 days to right the ship, but this is my first losing month.
Woo! There's
in
the touchdown.
Sports betting. 2.
Oh my God, Greg Ward.
Oh my God, Eric in chat, you got your
He's got
Greg Ward.
Is he still around?
Oh my God, yeah, he's in there. Eric, you got to let us know how much that helped you.
I mean, that's got to be his first
That's
catch.
insane.
And Eric's talking about COVID tests.
Yeah,
I never got one.
Eric's not watching the game anymore.
Everyone I've had hasn't been that bad. Like, I don't get the one where they stick it all the way back to my brain. They swab around a little bit.
The first time I got it, that dude must have been having a bad day, and he took it out on me, because I remember whenever he got done, it was literally like it was just flowing tears out of my eyes, and he was just like, wow, you can't really handle that. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you scratched my brain just now.
Yeah, well, I could get that one for free, I think, at like Walgreens. Last time I got one, I'm like, is this free? Well, there's a $50 fee for processing. I'm like, is it one they stick in the back of your brain? No, just the outside of the nose. I'm like, yep, I'll pay $50. Don't care.
That's worth it to dodge. I think the nose deal, which I've heard bad things about.
Agreed. Well, I'd say this: the second time I went, because I've only gotten tested twice, only had needed to get tested twice, but the second time I went, and it was like so much more pleasant. That was what definitely confirmed to me.
It was like a massage.
It's like, oh my God. Yeah, they gave me like a foot massage they gave me a beer to sip on while I was taking the test. So I'll drive up like, no, the second time was so much better. And I was like, wow, that guy really must have had a bad day or something.
Had a bad day.
Maybe he tried to make a wager online and like,
and they took it from him.
Maybe Caesar's.
He said, man, I sure wish I had my phone screen recording. Grant is not here for it.
No. Oh man.
Caesars.
I'm gonna $14.90 in on Yahoo, $14.54 out on Yahoo. Yay. $9.75 in on Fanduel, $12.10 out. We're profitable.
Hey.
And DK, I don't know. I think I'm winning money there. I don't know. It's my best ball stuff mucks it up, but I'm pretty sure I'm winning money on DK as well.
I'm going to need to keep a list of topics to revisit as we do these Monday night shows.
Yeah.
And Dean navigating the DraftKings app is definitely going to be one of those.
I try to hit the customer service and ask them, but when I try to hit customer service, it takes me to this loop of like, it says invalid, and I can't even talk to anybody.
That's where they send the plebeians.
Yeah.
You don't have a guy.
Like, come on, I'm not a VIP, at least close to a VIP. I wager a fair bit of money over the years. They
said DFS Almanac. No, that's not a shark.
I don't have a guy. You guys have a DK guy? I don't have a guy. I'll take whoever.
I did at one point.
I don't have a guy for any site.
I got a guy in Fanduel if I need a guy in Fanduel. But I don't have a guy in DK.
I got a couple of guys at Rotogrinders.
Oh. What are their names?
Ross. He is the one and only guy that you need to know.
Ross does hook everything up, man. He's I'm like, yeah, let me get the. You think I can get the bat? See, I got you. I talk about it enough. You know what I mean? I feel like it's kind of
I need it for the shows. Like,
yeah. Whatever.
What are we at?
I think it's understood.
Is that the 2-minute warning we just hit?
We're at 2. Yeah, it's going to be basically Philadelphia does have 3 timeouts. So in theory, the game could go beyond, even if they get a first down here.
So we could be here till midnight.
Well, you're in Tennessee. It's only like 10.
I should specify 10, midnight central. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. Well, if we go, then a lot of goofy things have happened for sure.
After that first quarter pace, like.
Yeah, the game is essentially over.
Pretty much over with.
Yeah, Eric is saying in chat, yeah, I did ping somebody on Twitter, and we talked about it, but still, oh, you know what it is? They told me to email them, and I haven't done that. So that's still, I guess that's on me. I've yet to follow through, but they did give me a potential solution.
I have actually done that, gone through the DK support on Twitter. It was for one reason, and I'm not proud of it. It's because I had 1 day short of my DK achievement to get. to get like 25,000 crowns.
Oh, and it worked, right?
It worked, yeah.
Yeah, I remember this because like a couple people stepped in and said like, let's hook it up this guy. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, let's round up.
And it was one of those things where the minute it got handled, I was like, oh my God, why did I make such a big deal out of this?
What is 25,000? What is it?
That's a free ticket into platinum tier, Dean.
Oh, how much? I'm saying, how much is that worth? Like, what is 25,000 crowns worth with like an American DK dollars?
I don't know what the exact currency rate is, but
Grant, are you one of those madmen that like keeps all your crowns and you have like 50,000 crowns just sitting there?
No, that's Brit.
I have way more than that.
Why would you not turn these in?
Taxes. We've been through this.
Well, yeah, but that it depends upon if you've had a good tax year or a bad tax year.
Yeah, so it's almost like I can redeem them December 28th.
You big dummy. I'll finish that sentence for you, Grant.
If I enter a contest and it says like, hey, do you want to pay 20 American dollars? Or do you want to pay this many crowns? I'm going to click on crowns every time.
Do you have any idea how many players points between sports betting websites and fantasy sports betting websites I have?
No. I imagine you're going to tell me, or you have a spreadsheet that's going to tell you.
I mean, I can probably just name them off the top of my head. Barstool, $27, right?
Yeah.
Caesars, $600. DraftKings, $500. Super Draft, $700. What are the other sites? Should probably look them up here. Let's see.
It's $45.
Yeah, I was going to say $45.
Yahoo, $400. PointsBet, $200. Win, $10. I just started on that site. Bet Rivers, $40. BetMGM, $70.
Big third down here, boys. Oh, we're gonna get the Philadelphia getting the ball back. Yeah, they got to call timeout here, I assume.
It's a big third down.
I mean, for DFS purposes, it is. For like any other purpose, who cares? The players want to go home.
I mean, anybody that's in first on these showdowns is definitely watching these last few plays.
They're very upset that was not a first down. Oh, there's a flag. What's the flag? On the tackle? Oh, no, it's on Dallas, so they're going to decline this, I assume.
Did the over hit yet?
Well, it's not.
I assume it did.
51
and
a half.
By a lot.
Corey Clement. Got a Clement sighting.
Clement?
Rush to the left for 6-yard loss. That was the play that just happened.
Oh, I was trying. He's the third running back for Dallas. So Philly Clement, didn't he used to play for Philly, or is that just something in my head? I'm curious now.
I'm still angry at Fanduel for sending me that reality check.
Just a heads up. $0. You haven't touched this app.
And yet Caesar, oh yeah, you played $10,000. Don't worry about it.
Keep on going.
Yeah, Clement played 4 years for Philadelphia. That was a revenge run for -6 yards. Very angry. He's very vengeful, Corey Clement.
Post revenge there.
Yeah.
Post Malone.
Somebody let him know he needed to have revenge on his mind for that one.
John Wick, he is not. All right.
Am I behind?
Well, Philadelphia's going to get the ball now. How much have they
I just saw the punt return.
Yeah. So, and they have 2 timeouts, I believe, maybe 2 or 3. I think I said 3 timeouts. Something can happen here. Oh, they brought in Scott.
3 timeouts, I think.
They brought in their third running back, 2 Scott's out there, but Hurts is still there too.
I need Hurts to get. I need either Smith to get a touchdown or Hurts to get 20 more rushing yards.
Yeah, I mean, Boston.
I can't have both.
Blew up.
I'd like that Smith touchdown. I'll take that.
I'll take it.
Yeah, go ahead and put that order in there, Grant.
Hey, Eric, Eric's, I'm curious if he got that Greg Ward in the. I don't know if that's good enough though. He just had 1 catch for 15 yards. Like, I mean, you got to have everything else. You got to have Schultz and you got to have
Zeke. Yeah.
Which you can get with the salary easily because once you put Ward in the captain, you can get whatever you want basically. Let's see if this is going to ruin us or not. Oof! Thought that was going to be a completion. So we got the 3rd and 13, 4 down territory. And they still have 3 timeouts, so theoretically, even if they turn the ball over, it's not necessarily 3 kneels. You remember, once upon a time, what's his name? Boggs Light. he was going to win a ticket to a live final. Like he was positioned to win the ticket, whatever, and he lost on it by the 3 kneels by his quarterback.
That's right.
Oh gosh.
Is there a worse way to lose? I don't know if it was 2 or 3 or 1, whatever it was. That's what pushed them back. Like, a loss of a yard.
It's like, talk about classic bad beat stories in DFS. That one.
That's up there.
And Chop's PGA sweat. That one's up there too.
Yeah, I don't know golf very well, but I'm aware it was a
right. I don't know I don't know the details, the super details, but yeah, it was like just took too long getting to it.
Chop just can't get you break, Just,
God,
one of these days, positive.
Woe is me, says Chop.
He could have won $3 million instead of $2 million.
Oh, you gotta feel for it.
54 seconds to go. To still even call our timeouts, I say no. If they turn it over, they're just gonna let it go. And that's the game. Hurts scrambled for like 2 or 3 yards, and I'm pretty sure Dallas is going to kneel and Philly's not going to take those timeouts, and then that's the game. I would assume that's what happens here.
All right, let's get the fudge out of here.
Well, Dean, you want to take us home?
Yeah, forever who is still hanging out with us, do appreciate it. Do like, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you guys want RG Premium, I'm sure Devin's dropped that at some point throughout the show.
I'll drop links.
Get yourself $10 off the first month. If you just want NFL, you can have just NFL, have at it, enjoy yourself, or all the sports. NFL, college basketball, college football, hockey's right on the corner, basketball right on the corner, soccer content, golf, MMA. There is the kneel down, and I'm sure that Philly's not going to call our timeouts. Everything with the exception of NASCAR, have at it.
Esports too, right? CS:GO. That's a big thing.
I've never dabbled in those, but who cares? It's not about me. It's about you. If that's for you. Have at it. Enjoy yourself. Play some esports.
As Joe Dirt would say, it's not what you want. It's what the customer wants. We'll have to talk about Joe Dirt next Monday.
Legendary philosopher Joe Dirt. Did you watch Joe Dirt 2? They made a sequel to it.
No, I didn't even know they had a sequel.
That's why he calls you Dirt instead of Nutmaker.
That seems like a movie Grant would like.
Oh, love it. Fantastic.
Right. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. Do appreciate it. Thanks for interacting as well. Like, subscribe, notifications. That was all the good stuff. This was Grinding the Line. We'll be back tomorrow. Talk some baseball. We'll be back on Thursday. Well, not just show, but talking some Showdown as well. Sunday night too. The NFL stuff on Sunday. That's Grant.
Me and you will have a show on Thursday for baseball.
Oh, well, all right. I'm excited. This is my excitement face. That was Grant. That was Devin. That was Dean. That was football. Y'all be good. Take care. We're out of here. Holler.
Tickets.